2 seconds, 1 second. The Spartans are state champions for the first time in school history. McLaughlin the rebound. The clock hits 0. The Spartans are state champions.
Homestead will win the victory bell for the first time in school history.
Goody to the basket, goes up and throws it down. Boom shakalaka, pick another SAC Holiday Tournament crown.
A new season is upon us as the Homestead High School football team gears up to defend its first ever SAC championship they won last year. With the rest of the conference gunning towards Homestead this season, can the Spartans successfully defend the victory bell and keep it residing in Dave Walters Memorial Stadium? With some of the most decorated Spartan football players in school history moving on to college, that leaves some pretty big shoes to fill for the players on this year's team. We'll find out quickly if they are up for the challenge. And with no non-conference games to prepare for the daunting SAC schedule, this year's Spartans will have to rise to the challenge from the get-go. And it doesn't begin easy for Homestead as they take on the Northrop Bruins, a team coming off from its most wins in a season in 14 years. Will the Spartans move their record to a perfect 16-0 all-time versus Northrop? Or will this hungry Northrop Bruins send a message to the rest of the conference that they are someone to contend with this year by knocking off the defending champs? We'll find out in about 3 hours. It's time for some exciting Homestead Spartan football. Now here is Homestead football play-by-play broadcaster Matt Saalfrank.
Welcome to a new high school football season, everyone. We are broadcasting live from Dave Walters Memorial Stadium on the campus of Homestead High School as we get set for tonight's Week 1 matchup between the Homestead Spartans and the Northrop Bruins. Thanks to our radio sponsors, Casa Ristorante, First Federal Savings Bank, Marco's Pizza, Moe's Southwest Grill, Salsa Grill, and Arby's, as well as our exclusive video sponsors, Fort Wayne Orthopedics and Optimum Performance Sports. My name is Matt Saalfrank, and I will be your play-by-play broadcaster this season, alongside Chris Corman, who will be your color commentator. How you doing, Chris?
I'm good. Feels good to be back on a football field for been a while, so it's good to be back and good to watch some football.
We thank all of you who are joining us live on YouTube or are listening on the radio. We also welcome in you Northrop fans this evening. As we get closer to kickoff at 7 o'clock, we have a stacked pregame show, and I mean really stacked, as we will look back to the historic 2019 Homestead football season and discuss what to expect from the Spartans and the Bruins on both sides of the ball tonight. You will hear from Homestead senior receiver Jared Kistler, as Chris was able to catch up with him earlier this and talk about this upcoming season. You'll also hear my discussion with Homestead football head coach Chad Zolman and get his thoughts on many different things in the Optimum Performance Sports pregame show. We take a look back to the 2019 season. Homestead entered with high expectations as they returned a lot of talent. The Spartans rolled through the first 3 games of their schedule, then would face Dwenger, Snyder, and Carroll in a 4-week span. The Spartans would win all of those games and finish the regular season 9-0. What a great 2019 regular season it was for the Homestead football.
Oh, it was. Winning 9 games in the SAC alone is just such a great accomplishment because of all the great talent in the SAC. You got Snyder, Dwenger, Carroll, all 3 tough opponents to play, and knocked them all off and went 9-0 is a huge accomplishment for Homestead.
And after the historic regular season, the Spartans would face Noblesville in the first round of sectionals. And after a slow start on offense, Homestead would eventually come back to win in overtime and advance to the sectional championship game against Carroll. The following week, when the 2 rivals faced each other, was certainly a night to remember for Homestead fans and one to forget for Carroll fans. Jake Archbold had 4 total touchdowns and 4 defensive interceptions. The Spartans would dominate their rival and win the sectional championship. The next week, Homestead would lose against Carmel in the regional and finish their season with a record of 11-1. It was quite an incredible 2019 football campaign for this Homestead program.
Anytime a team in 4A, they go far in the playoffs, you got to get through Carmel, and Carmel's always been a tough opponent for Homestead. They haven't had the best record against Carmel, and Carmel was a team that stepped in front of them and took them down. But for the playoffs before that, 2 great games for Homestead. Knocking off Carroll was huge because it's a rivalry, and facing adversity against Noblesville, coming back and winning was huge.
And the 2019 Homestead football season was incredible because of the wealth of talent available. Some of the names like Archbold, Rogers, Little, Martin, Goody, and more are not a part of the team this season. The seniors a year ago were great players both on and off the field.
The seniors were what drove that team. They had really good leadership, and Archbold, like you said, he had 4 touchdowns against Carroll. That was huge, and Martin on the defensive side of the ball was huge because defense was a big part of that success they had last year.
And a side note is that Luke Goody also broke the single-season passing record in terms of passing yards at Homestead, formerly held by Drew Kazai, currently on the Ohio University roster. He broke the record by 30 yards. Luke's season total was 2,778 passing yards in 2019. And this Homestead team will certainly be in the mix for another SAC title, but it remains to be seen if they will be able to play at the top the entire season. This makes a good transition into our preseason SAC predictions, a somewhat popular segment, pregame segment in the past, as we look forward to seeing who will end up on the top of the conference 8 weeks and a few hours from now, potentially, depending on how. I mean, you guys know what I'm talking about. Chris, let's look at your SAC predictions, starting with number 10.
Number 10, I got Wayne. They got a new coach, experienced 33 years for Sherwood Haydock, but I just think Wayne, they can't. I mean, they can keep up, but I don't see them having much success this year.
And before I give my predictions, I want to apologize to those fans whose teams I put towards the bottom of the SAC. This year, the conference is very tough, and someone has to be, or multiple teams have to be, towards the bottom, and specifically at the bottom. I have Southside 0-9 last year in the SAC. I really don't see them doing a whole lot this year. I think they're going to get better overall, but just like I said, a really tough conference. All right, now number 9. Who do you have, Chris?
I take Southside at number 9. They played a good scrimmage against Northrop and Wayne, and they looked decent, and they ran the ball effectively, and were a high-powered team, so I see them beating Wayne.
Number 9, I have Wayne, so our 10 and 9 spots, we just have them flipped. At number 8, who do you have?
I have Northrop at number 8. Their scrimmage against Wayne and Southside didn't really look the best. I mean, they are a very physical team. They are going to look to come out tonight and, try to play with the Homestead Spartans, and we'll see what happens.
All right. My number 8, I have Bishop Lures. They struggled last season. I think they're going to be better this year, but like I said before, a really tough SAC as a whole. Now moving on to number 7, who do you have, Chris?
We flip-flopped again. I have Lures at number 7. I think Lures, coming off a disappointing year last year, only winning 2 games is very rare for Lures because they have the most state championships in the SAC. So I think this year they'll kind of turn around and get 3 to 4 wins this year.
My number 7, I have the Northrop Bruins, a team that Homestead will play against in about 35 minutes from now. And when looking at the recent years, it's clear that Northrop has been improving every single season. The Bruins went 5-6 in 2019, their most wins since the 2006 season. They also have a lot of questions on who will step up. I think they could finish anywhere from 4th if they play really well the entire year to potentially last in the conference. Like I said, a lot of potential, both sides of the ball, which can be both good and bad. Now moving on to number 6 in the SAC. Who do you think is going to finish 6th in the SAC this year, Chris?
Number 6 is a tough one for me because I put Northside there, and I think Northside is the team that comes into this year with the most hype out of any team. They are the team that is on the rise right now. Won, 4 games last year, and that is big for Northside. But I think this year they kind of do the same thing they did last year. I don't think they improved that much, but I think tonight will be a big standout for Northside if they can compete with Snyder.
At my number 6, I have the Concordia Cadets. Now on to number 5. Who do you have at number 5?
Well, I guess we flip-flop again. I have Concordia at 5. I think Concordia has always found success in the regular season and the playoffs, and I think that continues. I think they finish in 5th.
At my number 5, I have the Northside Legends. For those of you who listened last season, you know how much I rooted for Northside every single week, and I'm being 100% serious here. At the start of the 2019 season, the Legends went 0-3 and did not score a single point in those games, shut out every single week for the first 3 weeks of 2019. Many people, including some of those who were part of the broadcast team last season, I'm not going to mention any names, but they wrote them off, gave up on them. However, I did not give up and continued to believe in Northside every week, picking them to win pretty much every game. Each week during our pregame show, Northside ended up finishing the last 7 games of the season with a 4-3 record led by quarterback Deuce Taylor. With all that said, I have very high expectations for the Legends this year and expect them to be able to contend with some of the top competition in the conference. Northside, they have a lot to prove the first 3 weeks of the season against Dwenger. Well, not necessarily in this order. Dwenger, Carroll, and Snyder, who I think are my top 3 teams in the SAC. And I think putting the Legends at number 5 is fair, and think they'll have, or hope they're going to have a great season. Now on to number 4.
You have the top 4, and I think everyone watching and us up here, we know who the top 4 teams in the SAC are because they're the same every year, and it's where do you put them. So I'll take Snyder at number 4. I think Snyder is going to have just a little bit of a fall off this year, not a lot. They still have a lot of talent, and Snyder has always had a good program. They have a good system, so they will find success, but I have them finishing at 4th.
Number 4, I have Homestead. Tough to know where to rank the Spartans in the SAC. Defending champs, lost a lot of talent from 2019, returned some talent, most notably Braden Hardwick was coming off an injury, the running back. Homestead has a new quarterback, returned top receiver Jared Kistler, some offensive linemen. It could be a bit of a mystery season for Homestead. They could potentially win the conference again, or they could, I don't know, struggle. I guess we'll see. That's my number 4 team. Now number 3, Chris. And
I'll take number 3. I think Carroll. I think Carroll's going to be the team that could shock some people this year. I think Carroll's going to come out with a high-powered offense with Jeff Becker, and they're going to win.
Yeah, I was going to say we're running a bit short on time at my number 3. I have the Snyder Panthers. Who's your top 2 teams, Chris?
2 is Homestead, and 1 is Dwenger. Dwenger will win 9-0.
My second best team in SAC is Carroll. Number 1, I have Bishop Dwenger. I guess let's take a brief look at Homestead's schedule this season. Obviously tonight against Northrop, at home, at Concordia. Next week, then they're at Lures. They got home against Bishop Dwenger. That's a big game. Then at Snyder the next week. 4 home games this season for the Spartans, 5 road games. 3 of the next 4 weeks after tonight. Homestead is on the road, and that will take us to our first break of the night on the Optimum Performance Sports pregame show. Thanks to everyone joining us now, and stay tuned. When we come back, we will break down how the Homestead offense matches up with the Northrop defense right here on the Point 91 FM, a production of Homestead Media.
What limits you? Too small, too old, insecure, broken. You have no limits. Rethink your limits.
And according to Max Preps, the state of Indiana is only the second state in the entire nation to start the high school football season, as Utah was the first a week ago. And we now take a look at tonight's matchup on the field as we continue on in the OPS pregame show. And it's no question, Chris, that this Homestead offense will look a little bit different than a season ago. Aside from a few offensive linemen, this Homestead offense will look entirely different. That being said, there is still some incredible talent on this roster that is not quite as well known. Who are some players we can expect to play a big role on the offensive side of the ball this season for Homestead?
Well, I think you look at the returning running back of Braden Hardwick, who last year went down with an injury week 7 against Carroll, which was a huge loss for Homestead, because then you play the what-if game. What if Braden Hardwick was still playing? What could have happened? But I look for 2 big wide receivers. Nate Anderson played a little bit last year. I look for him to have a big season. And then you got the new quarterback, Evan Ormsby. Love to see what he'll do tonight, see if they throw the ball a lot and see what happens.
Yeah, now looking at the Northrop defense, who will try to slow down the Spartans tonight. A year ago, the Bruins struggled week 1 against Homestead, giving up 43 points. But with the losses to Homestead on offense this year, Northrop's defensive returners, this Bruins defense could be tough tonight and the entire season for the rest of the SAC.
Oh, yeah, they were tough last year, too. And I'd like to see what they'll do against the run game, see if they can stop it early. And if they can't, they might be in a little trouble.
And continuing on the show, now we switch sides and take a look at the Northrop offense and Homestead defense. And this Northrop offense is coming off of an up-and-down 2019 season. After 2 years ago in 2018 having the best scoring offense in the SAC, the Bruins struggled last year. Seniors Dylan Hood and Issa Chari both played a lot at quarterback in 2019 but have since graduated. Like Homestead, Northrop will be turning to a new arm this year to lead the offense.
Yeah, I think it's going to be the same thing like Homestead is. Northrop has a really good running back, and they got a new quarterback. I'd love to see if they come out and throw the ball a lot, or see if they're going to hand the ball off a lot and try to be effective with the running game against the Homestead defense.
Now looking at the Homestead defense, we will see a lot of new faces this season. Rogers, Martin, Archbold, Leonard, along with D. Lyman, Delay, and Raber all graduated. But there are some returning players who made large impacts last season for the Spartans, including their leading tackler, Luke Palmer, who returns.
Yeah, Luke Palmer's a big asset. A lot of tackles last year, but they are new on the secondary. Both cornerbacks have not played a big role in the game, and this year they look to step up and try to make a big impact this year.
And we head into another break, but when we come back, you'll hear my interview with Homestead head coach Chad Zollman from earlier today. We talked about the incredible 2019 season, how COVID has affected the team, and what to expect this evening. So stay tuned, and thank you for joining us tonight, however you're watching or listening. We'll be back in a few minutes. You're listening to Homestead Spartan Football on the Point 91 FM, a production of Homestead Media.
Tonight, last year's SAC champions take on the Northrop Bruins. Cheer on your football team as you tune into the Point 91 FM radio broadcast and on YouTube at Homestead High School Media.
Welcome back to the OPS pregame show. I'm now joined by Homestead Spartan football head coach Chad Zollman. And first off, let's start with the positives. The 2019 Homestead football season was one of the greatest in program history. The Spartans went 9-0 in the SAC, captured the program's first ever victory bell since joining the conference in 2015, and demolished the Carroll Chargers in the sectional championship. The team finished 11-1 and were dominant throughout the entire season. What did that very special season mean to you and the players?
Well, it's a great memory for these kids. You know, it was a lot of hard work and a great senior class that led us. And so I think it's something that this group and last year's group will probably remember forever. And, you know, this conference is a tough conference. So that accomplishment by itself is a big feat. So to see them do that and go 9-0 and make that run, and then to make a run in deep into the playoffs, it was a lot of fun.
And now looking to this season, the roster looks considerably different at the top. Cam Rogers, Nick Martin, Jake Archbold, Griffin Little, and many others graduated, along with star quarterback Luke Goody not playing football this year to focus on basketball. What do those players mean to you in this Homestead football program?
Well, they elevated the play of Homestead football, and so I think that's the mark they've left. They've given us something to achieve and hopefully bypass, and we want to achieve consistency. And I think this senior group that's coming through right now, they're good too. And they have an opportunity to be a really good football team. And so I think that's the legacy. And we love those guys. You know, they're program guys. They sacrificed a lot and did a lot of great things for us. And I hope that the younger kids saw that. And that's the legacy that they leave, is how unselfish they were and team focused.
And 2020 has been a tough year for many reasons, but the one that most applies now is the COVID-19 pandemic and how it's impacted pretty much every aspect of daily life. What have been some of the biggest challenges you have faced as a head coach of this team and in the offseason leading up to week one?
Well, it's a lot different. Social distancing on the field, the social distancing in practice when we can, the no fans. I mean, it's something that no one in history's ever experienced since football ever happened. So it's a learning experience. You know, I told our kids, you're going to have to do things differently than any other team that we've ever had, the seniors included. They have to be leaders in a different way that no other group has ever had to do. So, and they've stepped up to the challenge. It's different. You're going to have to figure out different ways to build the camaraderie that is required to be a good football team. But I think they're stepping up and figuring things out, and we're learning as we go through this whole process.
Coach Chad Zolman joins me here in the pregame show. And last Friday night, the team took on the Snyder Panthers in a scrimmage. How do you think it went, and how has that impacted how you and the coaching staff have made decisions of who will start tonight?
Well, that's what it was. It was a great evaluation, and we played a lot of players, almost the whole squad. And so you get some film against a quality opponent, and things start to stand out. What do we need to work on? What can we get better at? Some players have stepped up. You get a few surprises here and there, and so I mean those are the things. It gave us a sort of a too deep depth chart, and so we have an idea of where we're starting. Now that's not solid and it's not complete, but that's where we're starting the season, and we can roll from here.
And at least for the first 2 weeks of the season, there will be no fans allowed. With tonight being a home game against Northrop and next week on the road at Concordia, do you see this change as something that can help or hurt this team?
Well, if you're playing right and you're doing things for the right reasons, your play should not change much. The excitement of the game is always going to be affected by the fans, and we have a tremendous home crowd, and our student section's second to none, and so that will be a difference. The energy may not be quite the same without that group there for sure, but honestly, if our kids are focused and doing their job, they're going to have fun, and our kids on the sideline are going to have fun, and so I think there'll be plenty of excitement on our sideline and on the field, I think. So it'll be different, but we'll figure it out.
Once again, I'm joined by Coach Chad Zolman here in the pregame show, and the Bruins are coming off a good season, going 5-6 overall, losing to Dwenger in the sectional championship. What can we expect to see out of Northrop tonight?
Well, from film, I really believe their run game is the strength of their team. They've got their entire offensive line is back. They have a really good running back that's a threat, and they have a quarterback that's also good on his feet. So that's been the point of focus. We've got to figure out how to stop that run, and then if you get too jumpy and jump the run, they're gonna throw some play action at you, and they showed that in the film. And they've got a quarterback who's capable of that and throwing some good quick routes. And so, I think they're a handful on offense, and defensively, their linebacker core is all back. So that second level looks pretty good, and they got some young kids up front, but they look solid. So they look like a good team on film.
And a question that a lot of people are probably wondering is who will start a quarterback tonight for Homestead. After a record-breaking year for Luke Goody, he's not playing football this year to focus on basketball. Who will be getting the start tonight, and what can we expect to see out of him?
Evan Ormsby's going to start tonight. Evan is he played there for 2 years. Then last year we moved positions because Luke was there, and they're in the same class. So we tried to use him in a different spot, and so we brought him back over, and and Grady Swing and Peyton Slavin have all done a great job. And it was neck and neck all the way through, and we felt like Evan is kind of taking the lead here at the end for a few reasons, and we can expect him to play within himself. He's got plenty of weapons around him, and to use those weapons. That's what we've told him. You don't have to play a crazy game because you've got some really good football players around you.
Finally, Coach, can you give us some keys to Homestead Spartan victory tonight?
Well, as always, you got to take care of the ball. Don't turn it over. We don't like to get behind the sticks. Obviously, it makes converting difficult on offense. And on defense, like I said, I think we have to really focus on that run game and see lots of hats to the ball. And it takes more than one guy to get this running back down. So swarming defense will be a key for us tonight.
All right, Coach. Thanks. Good luck tonight.
Thank you.
We'll be back with more of the OPS pregame show leading up to kickoff tonight. Up next, you'll hear Chris Corman's interview with Homestead star receiver Jared Kistler and get his thoughts on tonight's matchup against the Bruins and where he thinks his team stacks up against the rest of the conference. It's Homestead and Northrop right here on the Point 91 FM, a production of Homestead Media.
your limits.
Here on the Point 91 FM.
I'm here with Homestead senior Jared Kistler for this week's player interview here on the OPS pregame show. And Jared, let's take a look back at the historic 2019 season. Looking at the team performance, the Spartans went 9-0 in the SAC and won the victory bell for the first time in school history. A few weeks later, the team won a sectional title over Carroll. What did that season mean for you as a player?
As a player, it meant a lot because, like, in practice, we were practicing really hard to, like, try to win every game, and, like, just at the end of the day, like, us winning every game was just pretty good because, like, we've been practicing for that for so long, so it felt pretty good.
And from the start of the 2019 season on the road against Northrop to the regional matchup against Carmel, you were a vital part of that offense. How would you rate your performance from last season?
Last season, for about a good 3 games, I was a little bit rusty coming out, but my teammates, they told me to keep on pushing. My coaches were not giving up on me and just kept on believing at them. And I just kept on doing good and getting better every week.
So, and with the 2019 Spartans, quarterback Luke Goody committing to only play basketball this season, you will be catching the football from a different arm this year. The connection that you and Goody had on the field was, obvious to everyone that you guys had a very good connection. So now you get a new quarterback in Evan Ormsby. What is going to be the change for you from a wide receiver standpoint with a new quarterback?
Obviously, me and Luke have flow, and a key thing for a wide receiver and a cornerback is to know how you like certain stuff. And I played with some of the QBs that are in the position to start in middle school, and I had flow with them in middle school, and I think it will carry over into high school. Obviously, we have 3 good quarterbacks that are able to come in and play, and I think that our coaches coach them up very well to where even if we didn't throw at them last year, that they'll come in and they'll throw with us pretty good.
So I'm here with senior wide receiver Jared Kistler in the Optimum Performance Sports pregame show. And with COVID-19 pandemic taking over the world, the offseason has been different compared to other seasons. What has it like for you and the team to practice and prepare for a season with a lot of uncertainties?
Our coaches coach on taking one day at a time, so we can't control anything. So as of right now, if we are playing one game, we're going to focus on that one game and play that game to our best of abilities. We have to wear masks on the sidelines and stuff like that, but everyone knows we have to do that because it's rules. But it really hasn't changed that much. It's just we just go out there and do our job and just try to win, so it hasn't really changed that much.
So looking at this season and in years past, the Spartans have high expectations for this year. What would you say the team goals are for the team this year?
The team goals are definitely to keep that bell with us. I love ringing that thing. And SAC championship for sure. We're trying to go undefeated this year for sure. That's a very big goal.
And tonight you take on the Northrop Bruins, a team you beat pretty badly last year. What is it going to take from the team to win tonight?
It's going to take us to play as a team and everything together. Like, we have to make sure we do our routes to the correct depth, run hard, block well, catch the ball. We need to cheer on defense when we're off. Defense cheers us on when we're on. Just work as a team pretty much.
Yeah, I'm here with senior wide receiver Jared Kistler in the Optimum Performance Sports pregame show. And recently you announced your commitment to Indiana State University to play college football. Tell me a little bit about that and why you chose the Sycamores.
Well, they offered me about I would say after some camps they looked at my game film and they offered me, and I went to a visit there, and I the coaches, I loved the coaches. The head coach, Coach Mallory, I loved him. My wide receiver coach, Coach Knight, he was a really good guy when I was in the meeting. and the facility was nice. I met some of the players, and the players, like, they had a good bond there, and it was all family and everything there. So I really liked it there, and obviously I got one of my teammates there, Ethan Chambers. He got offered there too, and we kind of talked about maybe playing together, and it looks like we both committed there. So, like, I thought that was pretty special to be able to play with another high school player on my team.
And finally, Jared, 8 weeks from today, are the Spartans holding on to the victory bell for another season?
I do think we're going to hold on to the victory bell for another season. Obviously, I feel like we have great players on both sides, and we have great coaches all the time. So if we coach them up well and we do our things that we're supposed to do, I think we'll definitely hold on to the bell.
All right, thanks, Jared, and good luck tonight.
Thank you.
We'll be back with more of the OPS pregame show leading up to kickoff tonight's week matchup right after this. You're listening to the Homestead Football on the .91 FM, a production of Homestead Media.
What limits you? Too small, too old, insecure, broken. You have no limits. Rethink your limits.
McLaughlin the rebound. The clock hits 0. The Spartans are state champions.
Homestead will win the victory bell for the first time in school history.
Goody to the basket, goes up and throws it down. Boom shakalaka. Big another SAC Holiday Tournament crown.
Let's head back out to the stadium for more Homestead Spartan football right here on the .91 FM.
Welcome back to the OPS pregame show. You heard Chris and I make our season-long SAC predictions, where we think Homestead and Northrop stack up against the rest of the conference this year. Once again, if you're watching live on YouTube, feel free to rewind to the start of the broadcast to hear those predictions. For those of you who listened last season, you're familiar with a segment called Look Around the SAC, where we make our predictions for the 4 conference games tonight. Maybe this season we will try to keep track and see who gets the most right or not, depending on how tonight goes.
Well, I mean, if I win all 4, then now we got to keep track because I'm winning, right?
Yeah, I guess we'll see if Northside wins, and if they don't, then we're probably not going to keep track this year.
That's the big one.
Now let's take a look at some of the other games in the SAC tonight, starting with, in my opinion, the least interesting to the most interesting. First up, we have Wayne at Bishop Dwenger, Chris.
I think we all know why this game is the least interesting, because I feel like when you look at these two teams, they are like 2 of the most opposite teams in the standings. I have Dwenger winning the SAC, and then I have Wayne finishing last in the SAC. I think the biggest key for Dwenger into this year is the fact that they have a 3-year starting quarterback at the varsity level, which is huge when playing football, is having a very experienced quarterback. So I like Bishop Dwenger big in this game.
Dwenger enters this game as my preseason favorite as well to win the conference. I have Wayne as my 9th best or 2nd worst team in the conference. And unlike 2 years ago in 2018, this game should not be very close. Wayne lost by double digits in week 1, but they lost by a single point in the sectional championship game due to a missed PAT late in the game. I expect Bishop Dwenger to get up big early on and roll to get the easy win. Next game up, we have Concordia at Southside.
Concordia has always been successful in football in the postseason because they play in a lower class, and they've found success in the past years of having a consistent 5-4, 4-5 record. So they're not that bad. They're playing Southside, who Southside is coming off 5 years of not being able to find any success on the football field. So I think Concordia will come out and be strong in this game and win by double digits for sure.
I have Southside ranked as my worst team in the SAC this season. The Archers are 4-41 in the conference since 2015. They have not beat a team not named Northside or Wayne in that span. Concordia is just the better team here and should not have too much to worry about with the Southside team. I could see this game being close in the first half, maybe, but overall Concordia is just too good. Now moving on to Carroll at Bishop Luers.
I think Carroll is going to be the team that could run the SAC if you think about it, because they return Jeff Becker, who is a very, very good quarterback and can have the talent on the field to lead a team like Carroll to a big, big season. And then you got Lures, who last year, Lures had a down year that it was a rebuilding year for them, so I feel like we could have expected that. But having Lures, a team that has won the most state championships in the SAC, have a very bad year really was shocking. But I like Carroll in this game. I think it might be close in the first half, but in the second half, I think Carroll takes over and wins by 10 to 14.
Yeah, this could be a fascinating matchup. Lures coming off, like you said, a rebuilding season, going 2-7 in SAC last year. Carroll went 6-3 in the conference a year ago. But we're close with Bishop Dwenger, and they beat Snyder in the postseason, one of the 3 teams to beat the Chargers in the regular season. If Lures is able to put together, I'll say, many good possessions and keep Jeff Becker and the Carroll offense off the board, this could be a close game. On paper, though, Carroll is a superior team in every way. I have the Chargers winning big at Lures Field. And now, what I think is the best game this Friday night, Northside at Snyder.
There's a lot of hype going around about Northside, and there is one big key to this game that you have to watch out for. If Northside is going to live up to the hype of their season, they can't get blown out, and they have to keep it close with Snyder to prove that they are worth the hype. Now, in my opinion, I think Snyder is going to be in the middle to the top part of the SAC this year, and I feel like Snyder will win this game. It won't be, that far, but I think it's going to be a close game. I think Northside will come out with a lot of intensity in the first half, and we'll see if Snyder is going to be able to match that intensity in the first half. And then in the second half, I think Snyder will take over.
Yeah, the final SAC game this week, and the storylines are very intriguing. Snyder's coming off a disappointing and early postseason loss in 2019. They're motivated to come back stronger and tougher this season. And on the other end, Northside is a team that has struggled in recent years, but they broke through midway through last season to finish 4-3 in the team's last 7 games. In this matchup in 2019, Snyder won 51-0, but Deuce Taylor, who was actually a former Snyder player, was not able to play due to transfer rules and had to sit out the first 3 games of the season. And I know this may seem foolish compared to how dominant Snyder is every year, but I'm going with Northside to pull off the upset at Schooler Stadium and start 2020 off. So we agree on 3 of the 4 games, but I'm taking Northside to upset Snyder, and you're taking the Panthers to knock off the Legends. We will try to keep you updated throughout tonight for each of the 4 SAC games. That will take us to another break as we inch our way towards the scheduled 7 o'clock kickoff. Stay with us, and when we come back, Chris will tell you his keys to the game, along with some lesser-known players to keep an eye out for tonight. You're listening to the OPS pregame show on the Point 91 FM, a production of Homestead Media.
What limits you?
Moe's
Too
Southwest
small,
Grill.
too old, insecure, broken. You have no limits. Rethink your limits.
For more Homestead Spartan football, right here on the Point 91 FM.
And with kickoff a few minutes away, we welcome those of you just joining us live on YouTube, Twitter, listening on 91.1 FM or on WCYT.org. Shout out to the Homestead student section and especially the seniors who are not able to be here to support the Spartans tonight. We also welcome those of you Northrop fans who are joining us who may not be too familiar with our broadcast. All right, Chris, let's get into the keys for the game, just under 4 minutes or so away from kickoff. And first, looking at the matchup between the Homestead offense and the Northrop defense, what are some keys right there?
The Homestead offense has to come out and be effective with their run game, and they got to come out and put up a lot of points in the first half and try to bury the Northrop defense. And for Northrop, they got to be able to keep up with the Homestead run offense and try to get stops and get 3 and outs.
And now looking at the Northrop offense and the Homestead defense.
If Homestead can keep up with the fast running back that Northrop has, the Homestead defense will be fine. But if Northrop can get their passing game going and their run game being effective, this game could be very interesting.
And both of these teams lose their starting quarterback, key receivers, and at least one very important defensive player from a season ago. Who are some lesser-known players who you think can make a big impact tonight for each team?
I think if Nate Anderson gets going for Homestead, he could be really effective with the wide receiver spot and be very good for Homestead and, actually give us a shot to win. And I think for Northrop, you look at a guy like Darius Sanders, who is very fast and very effective at the wide receiver position. He could be a big impact player for Northrop.
And something that all you watching or listening know by this point is that there are no fans allowed for at least the first 2 weeks of the high school football season. For Homestead fans, this means no fans tonight against Northrop, obviously, or next Friday night at Zollner against Concordia. The earliest fans could come back at this point in time is week 3, when the Spartans would travel to Lewis Field and take on the Knights. And for Northrop fans, that means no fans tonight or next week against Southside. For Bruins fans, the earliest you could come back would be September 4th or 2 weeks from tonight against the Wayne Generals. Who knows if those dates could get pushed back, but either way, it will certainly be a bit odd to have no fans in the stands tonight here at all.
This is just weird. I mean, that's the only way you can put it. It's just weird looking out at the football field and you see no fans. I mean, it's just weird. Normally this place is rocking, the student section's jumping around, but tonight you don't see it. It's absolutely no one except for the players, the refs, and us.
Yeah, very weird. As we look out across the field, no fans, and either side, just very difficult, very thankful to be able to actually have a football season, be able to broadcast. As during the past couple months, we never really knew if there was going to be a season, so definitely great to be back on air.
Yeah, it is. I mean, who would ever thought that, we'd have no fans? I mean, you just think this is going to be a regular football season, then COVID hit, and now it's crazy, and no fans are here, and it's a crazy night.
All right, we're just about minute 20 away from kickoff. A stats site that I like to use is called Massey Ratings. It does high school football ratings for every state, not just Indiana, along with pretty much every professional and college sport. They give Homestead a 91% chance to win tonight with a projected score of 38-14. Not sure how accurate that will be. Obviously just projections and really nothing to base it on because there's been no games played. I mean, I'm pretty sure it's just based on how last season went in Homestead. They were really good. Looking at the polls, Homestead, they were ranked 9th in the 6A media out of 32 teams and 13th out of 32 as well in the 6A coaches poll. Northrop, they were not ranked in either the media or the coaches poll. Just about, the clock is about 30 seconds away, but both teams, or Homestead going to their sideline now. Should be a great game. Once again, I'm Matt Saalfrank alongside Chris Corman, getting set for week 1 of the high school football season in Indiana between the Homestead Spartans, the defending SAC champions, and the Northrop Bruins. Should be a good game tonight.
It is very exciting to see football finally happening, and like you said, tonight should be a very good matchup. You got a hungry Northrop team trying to come in here and win a football game, and you got Homestead trying to look for another undefeated season if they can this year.
All right, Northrop going out onto the field now. Homestead still on their sideline. This Homestead team that they lost a lot. Aside from Jared Kistler, the team lost the top 4 receivers to graduation. Jake Archbold, Cam Rogers, Griffin Little, and Sam Scavo. The team does return a few of its offensive line. They lose center Robert McCrory. They lose kicker Gunnar Fry and obviously quarterback Luke Goody. Evan Ormsby, a senior, will get the start tonight.
Those losses try to make for new opportunities for some of these new players coming in. The juniors are looking to make a big impact this year, and some of the returning seniors are looking to have a big year also as well.
Yeah, something to note, Braden Hardwick, who got injured in week 7 against Carroll last season, didn't play the rest of the year. He's back. Good to see him back out on the football field. And it looks like they're about to do the coin toss, as a couple Homestead players, couple Northrop players go to center of the field here at Homestead High School. Perfectly sunny evening.
It's a great night for football. It's a great night for football.
Yeah, very nice, very comfortable weather right now. I mentioned Luke Goody not playing football anymore because he committed to Illinois a couple months ago for college basketball. Congratulations to him. We also mentioned earlier in the pregame show that he broke the single-season school pass record by 30 yards, so a great season for him last year.
It was a very good year for Luke Goody. Big impact for the Homestead offense last year.
Looks like Northrop will receive the opening kick. Homestead will kick off.
Homestead will be looking for a 3-and-out right off the bat, try and slow down the Northrop offense that's going to try and come out flying and try to make a big impact early.
Yeah, this Northrop team, they have a tough sectional this year. You got Dwenger, obviously, who they play Week 9. You got Northside, who's on the rise. Then you have an Anderson team, who else in the Fort Wayne area, not too familiar with them, but definitely a tough sectional. So a good test Week 1 for Northrop to take on the defending SAC champion, the Homestead Spartans. And this Northrop team will be led by quarterback Kareem Freeman, who's left-handed, very talented runner, who's actually the starting JV quarterback in 2019, as both of Northrop, they use kind of two quarterback system, similar to Homestead a few years ago. Last year graduated both their quarterbacks, so looking for some new leadership. In terms of the passing game, they do return running back Demarius Cohen, 5'9", 175-pound senior. He's a player to watch out for, definitely, for Northrop. And Homestead set to kick off. It'll be Carter Dixon to kick off for Homestead, a 6'2", 280-pound junior.
Carter Dixon to kick off. 34, Demarius Cohen deep to receive for Northrop.
Northrop has 3 deep.
Ball up in the air. Caught.
Touchback.
Darius Sanders will be a touchback. Great kickoff for Carter Dixon to start the season.
Real good start for Carter off the bat. Good first kick of the year. Good way to start.
So the Northrop offense takes the field. Like I said, led by quarterback Kareem Freeman.
They used him as a kick returner, so you know he's got a lot of speed, and I'm sure he'll be looking to run early and be effective if he can with his legs.
It'll be 1st and 10 from their own 20. Northrop set to start. Got 3 receivers left, 1 right, running back in the backfield aside the quarterback Freeman. Ball is snapped. Handoff up the middle. Not able to get much right there, maybe a yard.
Good stop there by the Homestead defense. Northrop trying to come out and try and catch them off guard maybe, or get their run game going if they can early against the Homestead defense, but good stop there.
They'll pick up 2 yards, 2nd down and 8.
Picks up 2 yards there. Now 2nd and 8 from their own 22. First possession of the game. Three out right, 1 left. Quarterback on the shotgun. That is Freeman for Northrop. Ball is snapped. Looks left, throws left. Complete, but tackled way back from where he caught the ball.
Good play there by the Homestead corner, getting on it early and jumping on him, getting the tackle early. Brings up 3rd down, which is huge. Get a stop here and go 3-and-out. Huge off the bat for Homestead.
A big play here for the Homestead defense. Potential to make the Northrop offense go 3-and-out. Now 3rd and 4 from their own 26-yard line. Clock ticks under 11 minutes. First possession of the game. Northrop on the offensive end. You got 2 receivers out right, 2 out left. Quarterback on the shotgun. That is Freeman along with the running back to his left. Ball snapped. Freeman pitches it left side to the running back, who's able to get close to the 1st down marker. That was Cohen, who ran in the Northrop's top running back.
Really close to the 1st down. Like to see what they marked 1st down.
That was close, but they give it to him.
That's a big 1st down for Northrop, keeping the drive alive. Good pitch right there, trying to get the running back involved. Good start for them.
Fresh set of downs for this Northrop offense. Keep the ball moving. 10:20 to go in the first quarter. You got 3 receivers out right, 1 out left, running back in the backfield alongside the quarterback Freeman in the shotgun formation. Ball snapped. Freeman keeps himself, able to pick up a couple yards, but swarmed by the Homestead defense.
Northrop coming out, trying to be effective with the running game early and quarterback runs. They're trying to be effective with the run game, and Homestead has an answer for that. So if they keep that up, Homestead's defense looking pretty good.
Kareem Freeman, a great runner similar to Bailey Mirzo from 2 years ago. 2nd and 7 now from their own 33. 9:39 to go in the first quarter. Northrop ball. 2 receivers out right, 2 out left. Freeman in the shotgun. Cohen to his right, the running back. Ball snapped. Pitch is right. Cohen stopped.
It's a real good read by the Homestead defense there. Real good read.
Looks like Homestead cornerback Desmond Smith with the tackle right there.
It's a real big stop there for Homestead, bringing up another third down. See if they can't get the stop this time. That's 2 pitches for Northrop too, so they like to run that.
3rd and 8 coming up for the Bruins. Another third down opportunity for the Homestead defense to potentially stop them. Under 9 minutes to go now in this first quarter. 3 receivers left, 1 out right. Quarterback in the shotgun. Kareem Freeman, the senior, ball is snapped. Hands it off up the middle to Cohen, who's able to run for the first down. Great pickup for Northrop on 3rd and long right there.
Very good play call there for Northrop. Fake the pass, hand it off. Big gain for the running back. That's a really good play on 3rd down for Northrop to pick up another first down to keep the drive going.
Demarius Cohen, the running back for the Northrop Bruins, only 5'9", but a great runner, and showing it right there as his team picks up the first down, getting close to midfield now. Northrop offense. Got 3 receivers left, 1 right. Shotgun formation. 1st and 10. Handoff up the middle to Cohen. He's stuffed. Tackled behind the line of scrimmage.
Homestead seems to be reading the ball very well and reading their plays very well early first down. They've been very effective on the defensive side of the ball early first down, but 3rd down they seem to struggle, so see if they can't change that this possession.
And Northrop using a bit of time off the clock.
Yeah, they're really slowing it down.
2nd and 10. 2 receivers either side. Freeman in the shotgun formation. Cohen to his left. Bruin ball. 0-0 is the score. Freeman runs left. Looks to throw it. Goes on his feet and picks up, looks maybe 4 or 5 yards. Couldn't find anything in the air. Decided to run for it himself. The left-handed quarterback.
Seems very comfortable if they need him to run. He seems like he can definitely pick up a first down if he has to with his feet, and looks like he can be an effective runner if that's something that Northrop is looking to do on the offensive side of the ball.
Another third down coming up for the Northrop Bruins. Game tied at 0, 7 minutes to go, so 5 minutes used of the clock already in this first quarter. Big third down here. Freeman, the quarterback. Oh, looks like the running back. Cohen just stumbled. False start. Pushing back 5 yards. That's tough right there.
Yeah, it's real tough for them, pushing them back 5 yards. It's never easy. It's never easy going back on a 3rd down.
Well, the first penalty of the season. 3rd and 11 now for Northrop. A little bit more challenging. Maybe going to have to throw it here. 6:38 to go in the first. No score yet. Homestead has not possessed the ball at this point.
Last time they had a 3rd and long, they went with the run. See what they do here.
2 receivers either side. Freeman in the shotgun formation. Cohen to his left. Play action pass. Freeman throws it left side and a little bit too deep. Incomplete there. It'll be 4th and 11 on their own 46-yard line.
They definitely had the right idea there. 3rd and long, go for the pass, try to get a long pass. They had the right idea, just ball a little too far. Good stop for Homestead there, getting them out of that possession and moving to the offensive side of the ball now.
Northrop set to punt now. It'll be Kistler who looks like he will receive for Homestead. Ball snapped. Punt is away. Kistler catches it about the 25. Runs left side to the 40-yard line. Flag down. Now midfield, 40, 30, 20, 10. That's going to be a touchdown for Jared Kistler, but there was a flag on the play.
There's a flag in the back there.
Still a great play from Jared Kistler.
It's a good read.
He's someone that this Homestead offense is going to need to rely on, the leading receiver, but it looks like it may be going back.
It was a very, very good read by Jared to see the open field and go.
So Northrop punt it right there. Homestead will get the ball for the first time this game. Quarterback Evan Ormsby, along with running back Braden Hardwick. one of the best running backs in the area. According to Blitz, he is the best running back in the area.
It's going to be interesting to see what Evan Ormsby comes out with. First possession as a quarterback this year for Homestead, so be interesting to see what he comes out with and shows what he can do this year.
I'll say illegal block in the back. Homestead on their own 19-yard line. So the touchdown called back. Ormsby at quarterback. You got Kistler wide right. Receiver on the left.
Yeah, Nate Anderson on the left there.
Ormsby the QB for Homestead. Ball is snapped. Hardwick up the middle, able to pick up a couple yards. Great to see Braden Hardwick back after that tough injury he suffered last season against Carroll, Week 7.
Yeah, it's very good to see Braden Hardwick back out on the football field. I knew last year when they went on that playoff run, he wanted to be out there more than anyone. So it's good to see him back, getting his opportunity to run the football again and be effective like he was last year.
2nd and 2 for the Homestead offense. 5:36 to go in the first, no score yet. Ormsby in the shotgun, ball is snapped. Hand off to Hardwick. Not much there.
It's a good stop there by the Northrop defense, all over that run right there. Good stop for them.
For a loss of about 2 yards, 3rd down and 4.
Be interesting to see what Homestead does here on 3rd down.
3rd and 4 from their own 25. Homestead with their first possession. Northrop, they punted it on their first possession. But they moved the ball nicely, though.
Yeah.
Let's see if Homestead's able to pick up a first down here. Ormsby quarterback, receiver right, receiver out left. Ormsby runs it himself. It's going to be close. Looks like maybe a yard or 2 short.
It's a good shot there. See what he can do. But looks like he was a yard short.
Just shy of the first down marker.
First punt of the season for Homestead coming here by Carter Dixon.
Officials call a timeout to measure.
Measurement coming here. See if he got it or not.
Yeah, from right here in the booth, it didn't look like he originally got it, but you never know.
It looks closer now. I mean, when they're running out, it looks closer to the line, but it's close.
Yeah, Evan Ormsby played mainly on defense last season. Obviously, Luke Goody was the quarterback. The year before, Goody and Archbold split time at quarterback.
Got it. Gave it to him.
Wow. Big call right there early on in this game.
Yeah.
It is a first down for the Spartans.
Look very close from up here, but good call. Well, not good call, but
great measurement.
Yeah, go with that. Great measurement.
So Homestead keeps the drive alive. Ormsby with a 4-yard pickup on the ground. 2 receivers, right, 1 out left. Hardwick on the backfield. Aside, Ormsby the quarterback. Flag.
False start.
False start, yeah.
False start on Homestead, 5-yard penalty. Repeat first down.
It's good to see Evan Ormsby comfortable to run if he has to. It was good to see that. Just another weapon that Homestead can use if they have to down the stretch in an offensive possession. If they can't run the ball, they can run with their quarterback too.
1st and 15 now from their own 24, it looks like. About 4:10 left in this first quarter. No score. Homestead's first possession of the season. Ormsby the quarterback. Ball is snapped. Steps back to throw. Throws left side. Caught. Couple yards, able to run left side. That was Nate Anderson. 6 foot, 170-pound junior.
It was a good move there by Nate to get out of the almost tackle that they had to get a couple more yards. It was huge. Good first pass for Homestead right off the bat. Evan completes his first pass of the year. It's good to see.
Nate Anderson only had 2 catches last season for 27 yards. Gets one right there, his first of the season. Anderson still out left. Kistler way out right. 2nd and 10 from their own 29, Homestead. No score yet. Ball snap. Ormsby throws to Hardwick on the right side. Hardwick running, able to get the first down along the sideline across midfield, still going, and brought down around the Northrop 30-yard line.
Huge play for Homestead right there. Huge play. Good screen right there, and Hardwick takes off like he did last year. Really good to see Hardwick back in a Homestead uniform running the football again. It's like the best thing any Homestead fan could ask for is seeing Braden Hardwick back out on the field.
24-yard run, or 41-yard run, rather. 0-0, 1st and 10 after the big reception by Hardwick.
First down and 10 for the Spartans on the
It was a huge gain for Homestead, too, backed up like they were. It's a good pickup.
Timeout, Homestead.
After that big run, they got to take a timeout and figure some things out on offense for them.
Yeah, timeout by Homestead, and we would like to thank one of our sponsors who has helped make this broadcast possible. First Federal Savings Bank is a community bank with locations in Fort Wayne, Huntington, and Warsaw. Contact them by phone at 260-436-2100 and online at www.firstfedindiana.bank. So thanks to them, as we're currently in a timeout. Still no score, but Homestead looking good right now on the Northrop 30-yard line after a big reception by Braden Hardwick.
Homestead had a very good answer for being backed up in their own territory. They had a very good answer for that and getting a big run by Braden Hardwick there, which was huge for the team to get looking good in the offensive side and looking to keep that going if they can and maybe punch one in here or get a field goal.
Yeah, Homestead looking to improve to 16-0 all-time against Northrop. Really a one-sided series between these two teams.
See what they come out with here after that timeout. See if they come out and try to be effective with the run game or look to throw the ball again.
Yeah, this Northrop defense, they do lose 3 really key players. Defensive tackle Jalen Starks, defensive end Nigel Robertson, and strong safety Antoine Scott from a season ago.
Yeah, lost them from a team that did very well last year for Northrop. Very, very improved team last year Northrop had.
1st and 10 for Homestead out of the timeout. Ormsby hands it off up the middle to Hardwick, able to get about 5 or so.
They're going to keep running with Hardwick. Very effective on the running side of the ball. Good 5 yards there for Hardwick to keep the drive going.
Yeah, Braden Hardwick in 2019 had 957 rush yards, about 6.8 yards per carry, and 15 rushing touchdowns, all in just, well, not quite 7 games. Got injured in the Carroll game, which was the 7th of the year, but Braden Hardwick put up incredible numbers a season ago. And he's back this year, playing great early on. 2nd and 5. Ormsby hands it off up the middle. That's Hardwick. Gets the first down and more up to about the 10-yard line.
Hardwick, another big run. I feel like we're going to be saying his name a lot this year and a lot tonight. He's very effective on the running side, and he gets, 5+ every time you hand the ball to him. So he's a very good running back and well-deserved number 1 running back in the SAC.
1st and 10. They say from the Northrop 11-yard line. So Homestead, great scoring position right now. Score tied at 0. 2:45 to go in the first quarter. Anderson out left. 2 receivers right. Another false start.
False start on the Spartans.
Looks like that was on Jared Kistler. He was trying to come across.
That's a 5-yard penalty.
Getting a little antsy on the offensive side of the ball. They want to score a touchdown and get some points on the board early, which is huge for Homestead if they can.
Push back even more. Yeah, 1st and 15 from the Northrop 16.
See if they have an answer for this being backed up again.
2.5 to go in the first quarter. Still no score. Homestead on their first possession of the season. Kistler in motion. Hand off to Hardwick. Up the middle. Braden Hardwick jukes right. Runs right. And touchdown, Homestead.
Touchdown.
Huge run by Braden there for a touchdown. Huge start for Homestead. Very good start. Good to be on the board early and often.
Braden Hardwick with his first rushing touchdown of the season for Homestead. 6-0 Spartans, 2:16 to go in the first quarter. That was aside from a few silly penalties, that was a pretty good offensive possession for Homestead right there.
Yeah, if you take away the 2 penalties and then being backed up twice by the penalties, that was a very, very good start for Homestead. Very good to get points on the board early and hope they can keep that going, and if they do, Should be a very good game for Homestead if they can keep the offensive side of the ball rolling.
That was a 15-yard run. PAT now. Joe Dugan on the attempt. Senior. Kick is up and good. 7-0. Homestead leads over Northrop. 2:16 to go in the first quarter thanks to a Braden Hardwick 15-yard rushing touchdown.
One thing to note, Northrop took a lot of clock off the clock when they did their first possession. They took a lot of time off the clock, so it was good for Homestead to get on the board before the end of the first quarter. It's a big, big touchdown for them.
The extra point
Braden
is good
Hardwick.
by the Spartans.
Great play. Now Northrop
Score is
to receive.
7-0 Homestead.
Let's see what Northrop comes out and do. See if they have an answer for the Homestead touchdown.
This Homestead team, they're on a 13 regular season game winning streak. Last loss was at Snyder in week 5 of 2018. So this Homestead team playing well in recent years in the regular season.
Yeah, they haven't lost since 2018. So see if they can't keep that going this year and maybe have another undefeated season if they can.
It'll be Homestead to kick off. Carter Dixon kick off again. He did a great job on the opening kickoff. Kicked it into the end zone. Touchback. Northrop not able to score in their first possession. They moved the ball well. They looked pretty good, but not able to put any points on the board.
Yeah, Northrop had 2 good third down conversions there and fell short on one of them. So see if they can't come out and maybe look to put some points on the board themselves.
Northrop 3 back to receive. Looks like Sanders, Cohen, and kick to Sanders on the right side. 10-yard line. Juke move across the middle, able to get up to about the 20-yard line.
Number 2, Darius Sanders.
That was Darius Sanders.
For Northrop.
It's a good return there. Get him out of being backed up deep in their territory is good for him to get out to the 20 and look to see a huge possession here by the Northrop Bruins offense.
Second possession for Northrop. 2:09 to go in the first. Homestead up 7-0. First possession ended in a punt for the Bruins. Quarterback Freeman back out there for the Bruins.
See if Homestead makes any adjustments on the defense side of the ball after a very successful Northrop drive with 2-3 third down conversions.
Ball snapped. Freeman runs left. Around the corner, able to pick up decent amount of yards there on first down for the Bruins.
It was a very successful play on first down for Northrop. Very good play call there and going to get decent amount of yards for them. Good start to their drive.
Yeah, this Northrop team, they lose quarterbacks Dylan Hooten and quarterback Isachari. Both of them played a considerable amount of time, especially against Homestead week 1, but throughout the season. It'll be 2nd and 3 for Northrop from their own 27-yard line.
See
2
if
receivers
Homestead
either
has
side.
an answer. See if Homestead has an answer for that.
Let's see. Freeman keeps it himself, runs left, picks up the first down to about 37-yard line or so.
Another quarterback run there for Northrop. Northrop likes running with their quarterback, and it is very successful for them early. So see if they keep going with that or try and change it up here, run with their running back or something like that.
First down and 10 from the 36.
So far, Freeman looking pretty good for Northrop.
Yeah, for his first game there, looked very good.
1st and 10 for Northrop. Under 2 minutes to go in the first quarter. 2 receivers either side, running back to the right of Freeman. Hand off to Cohen. He runs left, able to get near the first down marker.
Northrop is being very effective with their running game, with their running back and their quarterback, both being very effective.
Yeah, the Homestead defense, they're playing well, but Northrop able to pick up these short runs.
Homestead defense needs to answer here. Need to get Northrop slowed down a little bit if they can.
Looks like they give him the first down. .152 left in the first quarter. Homestead up 7-0 in week 1, the 2020 season. 3 out right, 1 out left. Running back in the backfield alongside Freeman. Freeman keeps it himself. Tackled for a loss of about 3, it looked like.
There's an answer there by the Homestead defense. They're still trying to run the ball, and Homestead finally gets a stop there early. So let's see what Northrop answers with on the offensive side of the ball. If they go with something else, try to throw the ball for once.
Last matchup between these teams, Homestead won 43-6, Week 1, 2019. These teams no longer in the same sectional. Northrop down in Class 5A. Homestead still in 6A. It looks like officials discussing something. For Northrop, 3 of the team's 5 starting offensive linemen also start on the defensive line, so fatigue could be an issue in the second half.
Yeah, that could definitely be an issue that Northrop runs into near halftime and later in the second half. That could be a big issue if this game is close.
Nearing the end of the first quarter, Homestead's look good on offense. They lead 7-0. Evan Ormsby looked pretty good on that first drive, didn't he?
Yeah, I mean, looked very effective. He was able to run the ball once. He was able to throw the ball and had a couple good handoffs there to Hardwick and led to a touchdown. Good start for Homestead on the offensive side of the ball.
This Northrop offense definitely has some weapons on the outside, along with a great running back in Cohen. They had a great season last year, going 5-6, continuing to improve from the previous years. Like I said, they lost 43-6 against Homestead in Week 1, but after that point, they played really, really well the rest of the season.
See what Northrop does here.
2nd and 12 from their own 42. Northrop ball. Freeman throws left side, caught. First down and more. Brought down at about the 34-yard.
Great pass there. Great pass. A lot of yards picked up there for Northrop. They do that a couple more times, they could be looking at 7, and this game could be tied.
Northrop moving the ball well. This possession. Yeah, I'd say both teams so far, both sides of the ball looking pretty good.
Yeah. Both teams have found their running game, and they both have found their passing game.
Quarterback in the shotgun. 1st and 10. Hand off to Cohen. Up the middle, able to pick up maybe about 5 yards on first down for Northrop.
Northrop's been moving the ball very well this possession. A couple big gains there for Northrop, and see if they can keep it going here. Clock's running down.
About 6 yards on the play. 2nd down and 4.
2nd and 4. About 40 seconds left in this opening quarter. Homestead up 7-0. This is Northrop's second drive of the game. Two receivers either side. Running back in the backfield alongside Freeman.
See what they do here.
Play clock at 3, 2. Get the snap away. Cohen runs it up the middle. Able to pick up a few.
Calling the ball carrier.
Another run there for Northrop. Northrop's trying to get their running game to be a big star for Northrop.
First down for the Bruins.
First down. Northrop continuing to move it. 17 seconds left.
Northrop's being pretty good about picking up first downs here, especially when they get to third down. They're very good at picking up the first downs and still are.
Looks like the first quarter will end as the Homestead Spartans lead 7-0 over the Northrop Bruins.
Marco's Pizza, located at 1345.
What limits you? Too small, too old, insecure, broken. You have no limits. Rethink your limits.
Start of the second quarter. Homestead leading 7-0 over Northrop, playing at home. Once again, no fans allowed. I'm at Saalfrank alongside Chris Corman. Northrop in scoring position on the Homestead 23-yard line.
This would be a very big stop for Homestead if they can get it here.
1st and 10. 3 out right, 1 out left. Pitch right side to Cohen, who runs able to pick up a couple of yards right there. Effective play on 1st down, getting closer to the end zone.
They like to run the pitch there, and they like to run the ball a lot, so Homestead's got to have the reads on their pitches, and they got to be able to read the runs that Northrop runs.
2nd and 8 for Northrop. 7-0 Homestead leads. About 11.5 minutes to go before halftime. Northrop getting set for the play. Got 3 receivers left, 1 out right. Running back left of the quarterback, Freeman. Pitch to Cohen. Gets the 1st down and more. And touchdown, Northrop. Demarius Cohen scores for the Bruins.
You knew their running game was going to break through at some point. They have been, running the ball a lot, and it has been doing very good for Northrop. And there it is, another big run for Northrop, and Northrop's on the board.
Cohen with the 21-yard rushing touchdown.
21-yard run for Cohen.
PAT coming up for the Bruins to tie it. Great play right there by Cohen to score. Freshman Jacob Gump. PAT. No good. That was a little bit low.
First kick of the year for him. He'll develop. Good drive there by Northrop, though. Good for them to get on the board.
PAT is good. We're tied at 7-7. PAT was no good, excuse me.
7-6.
PAT was no good on that one. 7-6 your score. Homestead looking to answer here on the offense side of the ball.
That's tough to put a freshman out there to kick regardless, but PAT, any kick, whether it's a PAT or field goal matters. But
first kick of the year, too, your freshman year. Nerve-wracking, the jitters are flowing. Can't take much away from him for that one. Homestead's got to have an answer here on the offense side of the ball.
So Northrop matches their point total a year ago against the Spartans. 7-6 Homestead on top. Northrop set to kick off. Homestead about to receive the ball for the 2nd time this game.
Their first time they returned that punt, it was a touchdown, but called back. So see what they can do here on a kickoff.
Reducindo into kick for Northrop.
Jose Reducindo kick off for the Northrop Bruins. Received about the 12-yard line for Homestead. Across the 30 to the 40, out the 45-yard line or so when the returner was brought down.
Big return there for Homestead.
For Homestead, Austin Keyser.
Looks like that was Austin Keyser who had the return.
Big return for Austin there. Good start to the season for him. Very good run to start. Great field positioning for a start for on the offense side of the ball for Homestead.
Homestead scored a touchdown in this first possession of the game. Braden Hardwick, a 15-yard rush. Ormsby still the quarterback. Hardwick behind him in the backfield. 2 receivers out right. Looks like 1 left. Ormsby hands off to Hardwick up the middle. Able to get the 1st down and a little extra. Now into Northrop territory.
It's a very good run there to start for Homestead. It's always good to start off the drive with positive yards. Hardwick still going strong with their runs.
Both teams on offense focusing on the run game, and both teams have been effective so far in that.
Yeah, both teams are coming out strong with their running games. See if that keeps going here in the second quarter.
1st and 10 for Homestead on the Northrop 39-yard line. Receiver in motion. Ormsby hands it off to Hardwick up the middle. That time he's tackled. Didn't really gain anything right there.
It's a great read there by Northrop to get the tackle early before he was able to break out and try to break some tackles. Good stop there for Northrop early.
Looked like Damon Bainey was in on that tackle partially for the Bruins. He was also the starting offensive lineman for Northrop.
On the play, 2nd down and 10 for Homestead.
See what Homestead comes out with here. See if they try to change it up on offense.
2nd and 10. Under 10 minutes to go in the second quarter. 7-6 Homestead on top after the missed PAT by the Bruins. Receiver in motion. Ormsby keeps it. Runs up the middle. Able to get close to the first down marker.
For Homestead, Evan Ormsby.
Very good run there by the quarterback.
8 or 9 yards on the play.
Like I said earlier, it's very good to see a quarterback for Homestead that can run. Homestead likes quarterbacks that can run. In the past years, every Homestead quarterback has been able to run, so it's good to see Evan can run the ball when they need him to.
3rd and short. They say 2 yards away from the first down marker on the Northrop 31-yard line. Homestead up 7-6 the second quarter, 9-14. 2 receivers left, 1 out right. Receiver in motion. Ormsby keeps it himself. Runs for the first down and a lot more. Homestead just running up this Northrop defense right now.
Another good run by Ormsby. Homestead's loving the run game right now, and it's doing very well for Homestead so far. See if they keep doing it and keep up with their running game.
Spartans now on the Bruin 18-yard line. They lead by a point, 7-6, 8:50 to go before halftime.
Homestead's being very quick on offense.
Ball snapped, bobbled a bit, hand off to Hardwick up the middle, able to pick up a few on first down.
Hardwick, the ball carrier.
Homestead just keeps running the ball and it seems to work, so if it works, keep doing it. And that's what Homestead's doing. It's still working, getting positive yards every time. Good run by Hardwick. Very good run.
2nd and 5 for Homestead coming up from the Bruin 13-yard line. Hardwick scored a rushing touchdown on the first Homestead possession of the game. Getting close to the end zone again. Kistler out right for Homestead. Receiver in motion. Handoff. And Moore getting close to the end zone. Say just short.
It's a very good cutback move by Gage there to get close to the touchdown. Very good cutback move.
That was Gage Sparrow. 2019 only had 1 rush for 3 yards. Obviously starting tonight, going to play a lot more.
Very good start to his season for sure. Very good start.
1 yard to the end zone on first down for Homestead. Receiver out left, receiver out right. Hardwick in the backfield alongside the quarterback Ormsby. Ball snapped, hand off to Hardwick, up the middle. Another touchdown for Braden Hardwick, his 2nd of the game from 1 yard away.
That's a very, very fast drive for Homestead there. Didn't take that much time off the clock. A lot of run-heavy offense early for Homestead. See if they keep going with their run-heavy offense against the Bruins defense. Seems to be working very well for them.
2 possessions, 2 touchdowns. As Homestead up 13-6. Joe Dugan set for the PAT, made his first attempt. Hardwick scored from 1 yard away on a rush for the Spartans. Dugan, kick is up and good. Perfect.
2 for 2.
14-6 now. Homestead on top. Remember Northrop, they missed the PAT.
Good start. Good start to the season for Joe. 2 for 2, and good start for the Homestead offense, getting 14 points on the board. A lot of run-heavy offense. Homestead Spartan defense looking to redeem themselves now after letting Northrop get a touchdown. They got to see if they can redeem themselves and get a stop here.
Homestead playing well on offense. 7:29 away from halftime. 14-6. Spartans on top right now. The offense moving well. Ormsby looking well. The starting quarterback, obviously Goody, focusing on basketball this year. So Homestead needed a new arm, and so far Ormsby looking the part, playing well.
Yeah.
He definitely deserves some credit. He's played very efficiently so far.
Been very good. They need an answer at the quarterback position. I think so far Evan has stepped up and, done very well. Very well for himself.
Yeah, there was a bit of a three-man battle heading up to week 1, and Ormsby won the job, and you can see why.
Yeah.
Homestead to kick off from their own 40-yard line. Dixon to kick off again. He's had some great kicks so far. First one went into the end zone.
Deep to receive for the Bruins.
Looking to do the same thing here again.
3 deep for Northrop to return. Return up to the 15, now the 30, and brought down. Looks like that was Cohen. About to the 35-yard line. Great return for Demarius Cohen for Northrop.
Man, is he quick. Very fast guy off there. Very fast. Great return by him. Get up the middle. Turn on the jets. Great field positioning for Northrop off the start here.
14-6, Homestead on top of Northrop in this week 1 matchup. It's definitely been exciting so far. Teams just moving it up and down the field. Northrop starting their 3rd possession. Punted first one, scored a touchdown the 2nd. Quarterback, the shotgun. Keeps it himself. Picks up maybe 1 yard. Homestead defensive line met him right there.
Yeah, very good stop there for Homestead on the defense side, only giving up a very short amount of yards. Northrop still trying to stay effective with their run game like they were last possession, which got them a touchdown. See what they try and come out and do here.
Yeah, we talked about how good Ormsby looked, but Kareem Freeman for Northrop, he's playing very well early on in this game.
Yeah, he's definitely showing why he's the starting quarterback for Northrop. He's definitely being a very good quarterback here so far.
A very clean game so far. A lot of good play. Throw across the middle. It's deflected. Incomplete.
Pass is incomplete, deflected.
Very good play off the defensive line there for Homestead, deflecting that pass, not giving Northrop a shot to catch the ball. It was a very good play there by the Homestead defense. Brings up 3rd down. They're looking for a big stop here. Get Northrop off the field.
3rd and 8. Big play for the Homestead defense. This Homestead defense lost a lot. Cam Rogers, Nick Martin, Archbold, a lot of other players as well. So far the defense, I'd say playing pretty well this one.
Yeah. Northrop was very good on 3rd downs in their first possession.
Freeman throws right, can't connect. Incomplete. It'll be 4th and 8.
Pass was a little too high there.
Freeman intended for Billingsley. Brings up 4th down.
Homestead looking to come back out here on offense and look to put some more points on the board if they can.
Northrop set to punt.
Kistler deep to receive the punt for Homestead.
Kistler deep out. It's only 32-yard line.
Braden Mudrack to punt.
Mudrack, the punter for Northrop. Punt is away. It's a good one. Bounces out of bounds about 23-yard line.
Got a good Northrop bouncer on that punt, putting Homestead back. They're 25.
Braden Mudrack, the punter for Northrop, also the team's starting linebacker. Only 5'8", 170-pound senior, but a great kick right there.
Yeah, it was a very good kick. Got a good bounce. Got it out of bounds for no return. Homestead backed up here on their 25. See what they can do.
So the 2nd punt for Northrop this game. They scored a touchdown the other possession. Homestead starting their 3rd possession. 6:29 to go before halftime. They lead 14-6 in this week 1 matchup.
Be very interesting to see if Homestead still looks to run the ball effectively like they did the last 2 drives.
2 out right. Hardwick in the backfield with Ormsby the quarterback. Play action. Ormsby chucks it deep and caught by Jared Kistler.
Ormsby pass to Kistler is complete.
It was a great pass there by Evan. Great pass.
As of right now, a 40-yard pickup. There is a flag.
40-yard pickup, but flag. It's a great catch and a great throw.
Yeah. It's a good pass there by Evan. First long pass of the year.
Holding on Northrop, so benefits Homestead right there. They decline it.
Great pass, great catch there. Good connection early for Evan and Jared. See if they can't have the connection that Jared and Luke had last year.
Yeah, so 40-yard pickup for Homestead. Ormsby to Kistler. 1st and 10 from the Northrop 35. 6:13 to go in the second quarter. Homestead up by 8, 14-6 over Northrop. Ball snapped. Ormsby hands off to Hardwick up the middle. He's got room along the right side. Jukes a few defenders, brought down inside the 10-yard line. Hardwick about a 25-yard run right there.
Another great run by Braden Hardwick. Another great run. He's been doing good so far, and looks like he's keeping it up. And now they're in touchdown territory, as I would call it, here for Homestead.
Yeah, 26 yards to be exact for Hardwick. The run right there. 1st and goal from the 9. 14-6 Spartans on top. 6 minutes before halftime. Homestead, this is their 3rd possession, looking for their 3rd straight touchdown scored. Hardwick in the backfield, 2 out left, 1 out right. Ormsby the quarterback, hands it up to Hardwick, able to pick up a few, about 5. He's second and about 4 or so.
Ground and pound seems to be the play for Homestead when they're in the red zone. Ground and pound, just run the ball. It's worked, so see if they keep doing it.
Homestead using the clock. Their advantage. 14-6 they lead. Close to the end zone again. Ball is snapped. Play action. Ormsby keeps it himself. Evan Ormsby runs it in from 4 yards. Touchdown Homestead.
Evan's first touchdown of the year. I'm sure that feels pretty good for him. Getting the monkey off the back there, scoring a touchdown. First game of the season for him at quarterback, and he gets a touchdown. That gets the monkey off his back. Very good. 3 for 3. If you're the Homestead offensive coordinator, you're pretty happy. 3 possessions, 3 touchdowns.
All of them rushing touchdowns as well.
Yeah.
Braden Hardwick with 2 rushing touchdowns, and Ormsby with the 1 right there. Dugan, felt like we just said this a couple minutes ago, but trying to kick the PAT again for Homestead. 26 is the score right now. Kick is up, and it's good. 21-6.
Homestead's 3 for 3 on offensive possessions, and Joe Dugan's 3 for 3 at the PATs, so looking very good early for Homestead.
Under head coach Zolman, Homestead, they're 15-1 in all Week 1 games, but they're 7-0 in Week 1 home games, and it is a home game tonight against Northrop. Even though it may not feel like it with no fans here, but
it's very weird with no fans, but couldn't ask for a better start on the offense side of the ball if you're Homestead.
Yeah, really a great start. In Northrop, I mean, nothing too bad really to say about them. They've been playing well, just Homestead, they've been consistent, scoring every possession. This Northrop team definitely not out of it, and obviously still really early in the game.
Yeah, but Homestead's just had an answer. That's the thing, is Homestead's just had an answer for everything that Northrop's done, except for the touchdown that they have. But other than that, Homestead's had an answer for their offensive possessions.
Homestead set to kick off again. This will be Northrop's 4th possession of the game. Punted the first one. Second one was a touchdown. Demarius Cohen, 21-yard rushing touchdown to make the score 7-6 in this PAT. And they punted the next possession. And now this will be their 4th possession for the Bruins this game.
Northrop wants to have an answer here. They want to score a touchdown. They want to keep it close early. See what they can do on the offense side of the ball.
Dixon to kick off for Homestead.
Kickoff. 3 Bruins deep to receive.
Ball on the right side. Caught inside the 5. Receiver runs to about the 20.
Flag thrown in the back.
A lot of flags in this one.
A lot of flags on the play. Holding called on Northrop. We Half the distance to the goal line from the spot of
21-6, Homestead leads
foul. So the Bruins will take over on
Northrop
first down.
with their first possession, or fourth possession, rather.
Northrop gets pushed back there. Tough break for Northrop there, being pushed back in their own territory.
Last possession for the Bruins didn't even last a minute of game time. They're pinned way back. 1st and 10 from their own 7 due to the penalty.
It's like the exact opposite of their first possession. Their first possession took a lot of time off the clock.
Yeah, used up about half the first quarter.
Yeah.
2 receivers either side. Freeman, the quarterback for the Bruins. Pitches it right side to Cohen. Runs right, gets the first down and more. Crosses 30. Tackled out of bounds about the 35-yard line.
As you can see, what both teams like to do on the offense side of the ball, they both like to run, and they are both very good at running the ball. And Northrop's running back there, huge run to get them out of backed up territory where they were at.
They started on their own 7 and in one play all the way up to their own 34. 1st and 10 for Northrop. 4:53 to go before halftime. Time might become an issue for the Bruins. Freeman keeps it himself, runs right. Nearly tackled, but able to dive forward for a few yards. Either way, it'll be 2nd and long.
Good read there by the Homestead defense. Northrop trying to run the ball like they did last play and see if they couldn't get a big gain there, but not too good of a run there for Northrop. See if they can't pick it up here on 2nd down.
Gain of 2 yards on 1st down. Now at the 36-yard line of their own. 4:22 to go for halftime. 2 receivers out left, 2 out right, running back in the backfield alongside Freeman. Receiver in motion. Freeman hands it off to Cohen up the middle, 1st down. Cross midfield, still on his feet. Cohen dropped at the Homestead 40-yard line.
He has very electrifying speed off the giddy up there. If he breaks a tackle, he's flying. It's a very effective running back there for Northrop, having a lot of speed.
And according to athletic.net, on March 7th of this year, Cohen ran 60 meters in 7.6 seconds at the New Haven Invitational as part of the Northrop track and field team. I calculated that, and that's about under a 4-minute mile, so he's fast.
Yeah, very fast there.
Although 60 meters is obviously quite a bit shorter than a mile. And off to Sanders on the right side for Northrop, able to pick up 2 or 3.
Sanders, the ball carrier.
Sanders trying to do what his partner did there in the running back position, but wasn't.
A 3-yard pickup on the play, 2nd down and 7.
3-yard gain there for Northrop. It's not bad for a 1st down. See their answer here on 2nd down. See if they can't pick up a couple more yards. Maybe even get a 1st down if they can.
Northrop in a great position right here. Clock ticking down. They can use as much as they want. They score here. 1 possession game. Heading into halftime, you never know.
Yeah.
3 out right, 3 out left, 1 out right. Receiver or Cohen up the middle to the 20 and brought down about the 12-yard line.
Cohen, the ball carrier.
Demarius Cohen going head-to-head with Braden Hardwick. This game, both teams starting running backs playing very well.
That boost of speed he gets right off the line of scrimmage. If he gets going, he's definitely dangerous for the Homestead defense. They got to be able to keep up with him and keep him short if they can.
2:50 to go before halftime here in Northrop. You take your time here. No need to rush at all.
Oh, yeah, definitely. You don't want to give Homestead a lot of time on the offensive side of the ball.
You have 3 timeouts as well for Northrop. Freeman at quarterback in the shotgun. Flag on 1st and 10. False start going against Northrop. We've seen a lot of false starts in this game.
A lot of false starts. Pushes Northrop back. Northrop's got to have an answer here. They're in Homestead's territory. They got to have an answer. They got to look to put some points on the board here.
21-6. Homestead leads. They've scored on all 3 possessions in the first half. This is Northrop's 4th possession of this game. Punted on the first and third, scored on the second, a touchdown. First and 15 now after the false start penalty. Ball snapped, hand off to Cohen up the middle. Able to gain a couple.
Cohen, the ball carrier.
If Northrop was to be able to put like back-to-back big runs, they'd be set. They seem to have a little bit like a big run and then a short run. So if they can get 2 big runs back-to-back, Northrop would be sitting pretty well in this possession.
Second and 13
That'll bring up second down and 13
from
for the Bruins.
the Homestead 16-yard line. Big play right here. They're probably in field goal range. Well, with the freshman kicker, actually, you never really know.
Yeah.
Freeman keeps it himself, picks up a couple.
Quarterback keeper on the play. Freeman.
That's a good read there to keep it himself. Running back had 2 Spartans looking him in the eye, so good read to take it himself. Got a couple yards. They got to have an answer here on third down. They got to put up points.
3rd and 10 now from the Homestead 13. 1:04 left for halftime. You think if you're Northrop, any points here would be good. But this is a big play right here.
Northrop's definitely looking to either score or get very, very close.
You got Davis wide left. Run to Sanders on the right side. Sanders knocked out of bounds a couple yards shy of the end zone.
It's a good stop there. Looks like Austin Keyser with the hit there. It's a very good hit to keep him from scoring. Now they're getting down closer.
First down and goal for Northrop.
If you're Northrop, you're very happy with the execution of that play. There's a big stop there, though, to keep him out of the end zone.
36.4 seconds to go before halftime. Northrop, 3 timeouts. Not really in a rush right here.
Northrop's knocking on the door for another touchdown.
Their only points came by Cohen, a 21-yard rush early in the game. Freeman handoff to Cohen.
Cohen, the ball carrier.
Big stop. Big stop there by Homestead.
Hit right at the line of scrimmage.
Doesn't gain anything.
Timeout.
27.6 seconds to go.
Big stop there for Homestead to keep them out of the end zone. If you're Northrop, you want to have an answer. You want to get points on the board here. Like you said, any points for Northrop is good, but you definitely want to punch one in the end zone if you're Northrop.
Approaching halftime as Homestead, they looked good. Only 3 possessions, but scored a touchdown on each possession, and they played very well in this one on offense.
Yeah, they're 3 for 3 on offensive possessions, and if you're the offense coordinator, you're very happy. A lot of running yardage for Homestead early, which is what Homestead was looking to do this year, is have a big run game. Have one big pass, too, so you know if they have to, they can throw the ball, too, but very good run. Very good running plays by Homestead.
Spartans, all 3 touchdowns scored have been rushing. First 2 by Braden Hardwick, who's back after that injury in Week 7 against Carroll a season ago. And then Ormsby ran it from 4 yards away. The quarterback for Homestead this year for the 3rd touchdown. So definitely a run-heavy start.
By both
first
teams.
Half. Yeah, both teams running it a lot.
Yeah.
Both teams have first-year starting quarterbacks as well. That can be kind of expected.
Yeah. But for first-year quarterbacks, they're doing pretty good.
From the 1-yard line, second down. Northrop looking to score a touchdown. Freeman runs right side.
Huge stop.
Stopped.
Freeman on the carry, he's tackled.
That's a big stop there for Homestead.
Trey Kreiner on the tackle.
Looks like Kreiner made the
Timeout
big play.
called by Northrop.
Northrop faces a 3rd down. If Northrop wants to put points on the board, they got to have a big 3rd down answer here. They cannot leave this drive with no points. That would be a very huge down for Northrop if they don't score here.
3rd and goal from the 4. We close the second quarter. 22.7 seconds left. I'm Matt Saalfrank alongside Chris Corman. It's been a fun night here at Homestead High School. No fans, but very thankful to be able to be broadcasting this game. Definitely been very entertaining so far.
Yeah, great football. When you come in, you see two first-year quarterbacks. You think, well, you see what happens, but both of them have done very, very well. And then running game has just been huge. If you call this game anything, you call it the running game for sure.
Both teams playing well on both sides of the ball. Homestead up 21-6. Northrop knocking on the door to the end zone. From the 4, it's third down. Freeman hands it off to Cohen, who dives into the end zone. Another touchdown for the Bruins.
That's a great answer by Northrop. It's a great answer after Homestead goes 3 for 3 on offensive possessions. Northrop going 2 of 4. It's a good start for Northrop. Keeping this game within reaching distance is huge for Northrop going into halftime.
So Demarius Cohen with 2 rushing touchdowns in this first half. One from 21 yards and then one from 4 yards. Second PAT for Gump. Missed the first one. This one is good. 21-13 now, Homestead on top.
First made PAT of the year for him. Looks like he got the jitters out after that first miss. Like I said, Northrop with a great answer there, getting points on the board like they needed to have an answer for Homestead's 3 for 3. Homestead, or if the score stays the way it is, you go into halftime down by 8, you got to be pretty happy with yourselves for defense and offense.
Yeah, if you're either team, you really can't be upset with the way that you've played. Sure, there's been a few penalties on either side, some false starts, but overall both teams playing pretty cleanly.
Yeah.
Like you said, the run game has been very efficient for both teams. Hardwick doing his job. Ormersby, the quarterback, making some great run plays for Homestead. And then for Northrop, you have the quarterback, Kareem Freeman, a senior, first year as the starting quarterback. He started on JV last year, but no varsity time. And then you have Cohen, the running back, obviously, who just scored for the Bruins to make it an 8-point game.
Northrop seems to have an answer every time Homestead does something very well. Northrop comes out with an answer, which is what they need to do if they want to keep this game within reaching distance.
Northrop to kick off. Homestead set to receive. Looks like it'll be Jose Redicindo to kick off for the Bruins.
Looks like the seniors on the sidelines are trying to talk the defense up.
Squib kick. Fielded out the 28. Brought down about 34.
Kistler on the return for the
I
Spartans.
think Homestead may just kneel it here, or what do you think?
35-yard line.
Yeah, go into halftime. That's what I would do. I just kneel it, just go into halftime. Look to see what formation they come out with.
Hardwick's out there. Ormsby, the quarterback for Homestead, who's played well. 1st and 10 for Homestead.
Looks like that's what they're going to do. Kneel it, go into halftime.
Take a knee, yep. 14 seconds left. Ormsby takes the knee.
That's halftime.
And after 2 quarters of play, Homestead leads Northrop 21-13. We're going to take a quick break, then come back and break down what we saw in the first half for each team and what to expect for the final 24 minutes of game time. Stay tuned. You're listening to Homestead Spartan Football.
What limits you? Too small, too old, insecure, broken. You have no limits. Rethink your limits.
McLaughlin the rebound. The clock hits 0. The Spartans are state champions.
Homestead will win the victory bell for the first time in school history.
Goody to the basket, goes up and throws it down. Boom shakalaka, pick another SAC Holiday Tournament crown.
Welcome back live to Homestead High School. Currently at halftime between Homestead and Northrop. Spartans up 21-13. This Homestead team playing well first half.
Yeah, I mean, very well. Very good running by Homestead. As you can see, Hardwick is doing very well on the offensive side of the ball. So, look, if Homestead can keep it up in the second half, and if they can, we're in for a very interesting game.
Looking at a quick scoring summary, Braden Hardwick scored a 15-yard rushing touchdown, Homestead's first possession of the game to put him up 7-0. Then Demarius Cohen scored from 21 yards away, also on a run to pull it within one. The PAT was missed by Northrop. Next scoring drive was by Homestead. The very next drive, Braden Hardwick from 1 yard away to make it 14-6. Then Evan Ormsby, the next drive for the Spartans, a 4-yard rush touchdown. Ormsby, the quarterback, make it 21-6. And finally, just a couple minutes ago, Demarius Cohen from 4 yards away, and Homestead leads 21-13 at the break. And there were a few big plays. The first play of the game for Homestead, Jared Kistler returned it for a touchdown, but a flag called it back. It was a great game so far for both teams.
One thing to note about all of the scorings, they've all been running touchdowns, which has been huge for both teams. They're all running touchdowns. And I look for the same in the second half. I think both teams are going to stick with what they're doing well, what they're doing right. And I think both teams just continue to run the ball because they're both doing it very well.
And if we want to look at some key players in the first half, it's been pretty clear who've been the key players. For Homestead, quarterback Evan Ormsby and starting running back Braden Hardwick. And for Northrop, their starting quarterback Kareem Freeman and their starting running back Demarius Cohen. So for both these teams, the starting quarterback and starting running back have been pretty much the key players for each team.
Yeah, and both teams have been basically running the same thing. They both have been effective with their running backs, and they both first-year quarterbacks. Now, you always question, what's an offense going to look like with the first-year quarterback? Both teams have done it very well. Both quarterbacks have played very well, in my opinion. So see if they can keep it up in the second half.
Just received a score from what I think is the best game of the week between Northside and Snyder. We're not going to tell you that score right now. You have to wait a little while. Let me just say, Chris, you're going to be crying if that score holds up.
Well, so if that score holds up, are we actually going to keep tally of who gets predictions right if that score stays?
Yes, because then I'll be, potentially unbeaten. Back to this game, Homestead up 21-13 over Northrop. Both units looking solid. The Homestead, the offense has been great. The running game has been very effective. Like I said, Hardwick and Ormsby, big play after big play. Ormsby also a couple nice throws. He's the starting quarterback this year as Luke Goody. Going to focus on basketball, so not playing this year for Homestead, but definitely Evan Ormsby, a great first half and his first career start at quarterback for the Spartans.
When you think of first game of the year and first quarterbacks, you always think there's going to be a feeling out process with the game. You always think they're going to have to adjust to each other. But in this game, there hasn't. I mean, touchdowns early and often. Northrop's got 2 and Homestead has 3, so there really wasn't a feeling out process for each team. They just came out firing on what they knew how to do, and both knew how to run the ball. Both are doing very good so far.
And right now you'll hear a fan favorite segment from last football season, Inside Homestead Athletics. This year Joel McChesney and Noah Johannesmeyer will take you inside Homestead Athletics as they discuss all Spartan sports. You will hear from various coaches and players as McChesney and Johannesmeyer break down scores from earlier this week and preview some of the big events for this weekend.
It's halftime of tonight's football game, and now it's time for another episode of Inside Homestead Athletics. Each week, you'll get the news of Homestead High School athletics as well as an in-depth look at players, coaches, and other personnel representing Homestead High School. And now, here is this week's Inside Homestead Athletics with your co-hosts, Joel McChesney and Noah Johannesmeyer.
Good evening and welcome to another edition of Inside Homestead Athletics right here on the Point 91 FM. I am your host, Noah Johannesmeyer. Joel McChesney will join us later. In this episode, we recap sports scores, records, and top player stats for all Homestead sports this week. Starting with events from the past week. First up is girls golf. The girls golf team finished second at Zionsville, now on to cross country. The boys and girls cross country teams ran at the Hokum-Carolyn Relay Race last Saturday with the top runners Ethan Bates and Addison Canablo winning the race. The volleyball team is off to an average start with a record of 1-1. The boys soccer team started off their season with a tie against Penn and then went on to tie again against Northrop, making their record 0-2. Now on to upcoming events. The girls soccer team will be kicking off the season at Hamilton Southeastern this Saturday. Good luck to them. The boys tennis team is also kicking off their season this Saturday at home against West Lafayette. Best luck of them to also. On Saturday, girls golf will be on their way to New Haven Invitational. Best of luck to the girls golf team. Good luck to the boys and girls cross country teams with their upcoming meet being the Huntington North Invitational on Saturday. The Spartan volleyball team is also competing this weekend as the girls face up against Penn on Saturday. Good luck to the Lady Spartans. The boys soccer team's next game is an away game against Bishop Dwenger. And that is all we have for you today on Homestead Sports Updates. So now we will send it over to Joel McChesney, who recently caught up with varsity cross-country runner Grayson Welch.
Thanks, Noah. For this week's interview on Inside Homestead Athletics, we have Grayson Welch, a sophomore for the boys cross-country team. So Grayson, what are some of the team goals for this season?
Well, Joel, our primary goal this year, especially for the sectional roster, is to continue our state streak. I was talking with Coach Wilson about this earlier, and him and I agreed that we have what it takes to make it for the third year since 2018 to states. Also, some of our other goals are to prepare the incoming freshmen for the new race distance. We already have some really talented freshmen who could bring the team home in future years, so we have been working really hard to get them ready.
Well, that sounds great. Now, moving on to some of more personal goals, what are you thinking for the season? Like a new PR or something like that?
Well, I would like to break 17:10 before postseason starts. Doing that would give me a motivational boost that would get me right through the rest of the season.
That sounds pretty good. Coming off of last year's hot season, how do you think the team can improve for this season?
Well, I think we as a team can improve our team unity. Last year, you could say there was a lot of division on the team, but this year, especially due to the seniors, the team has started to unify under one mind. I myself am starting to see a lot more team bonding and encouragement, which helps a lot during the races. People are starting to know that we are all in this together, and we understand what it means to be a cross-country runner.
Nice. A quick reminder, I'm here with Grayson Welch, a sophomore for the Homestead cross-country team. So obviously there's COVID-19 going around as a world pandemic. How has COVID-19 affected your sport? How has it affected the cross-country team season this year?
Well, Joel, everything is a little more spread out. During our warm-up and cool-down sessions, we are assigned to a box on a grid that keeps us 6 feet apart. Sometimes I feel like it can hinder socializing, but conversations on our runs makes up for it. Also, because of COVID, there are no spectators allowed at our meets, so it's a little strange just hearing all your opponent's footfalls, but I think that can be positive. If we run well without support from fans, just think of how much better we can do when fans are allowed to come back to our meets.
Yeah, I know that for football coming up, there's no fans allowed, and that's just going to be a lot different, especially broadcasting the game. So, as an individual, what kind of off-season training did you do to prepare for this season?
Oh, well, I think one of the most important things you can do in off-season preparation as a cross-country runner are summer practices. These really give you a base for all the more challenging workouts that come later in the season, like mile repeats and repeated 300s. So, yeah. And it also helps you form friendships on the team, so you don't come into mandatory practice not knowing anyone.
Yeah, especially knowing that once you hit the season, you're going to hit the ground running and you're going to go from maybe 1 to 2 miles a day to 3, 4, 5 miles a day. So last question for you, Grayson. What is one of your best team memories?
Oh, one of my favorite memories this year would be the day we got lost on our long run during summer practices. We wanted to find a new route to run while getting our mileage in, but we got lost in a neighborhood and ended up going like 6 miles instead of 4. So it was a fun day.
Yeah, always fun when you're with the team. Well, thanks, Grayson, for taking time for this interview. And now it's time to send it back to Noah for a quick wrap-up.
This has been another episode of Inside Homestead Athletics. I'm your host, Noah Johanningsmeyer. On behalf of Joe McChesney and myself, thank you for listening. Be sure to join us next week at halftime of Friday night's football game against Concordia for another episode of Inside Homestead Athletics.
Welcome back. As athletes know, a key part to any sporting event is the crowd they're supporting you on. It was announced that for the rest of August, no fans will be allowed to attend sporting events here at Homestead, and most other schools have set that policy as well. Sports reporter Caleb Wood got to talk with a few Homestead coaches and athletes about the new no fan policy and how it's affecting their seasons.
In Allen County, fall sports have been given the all clear to play, but with one major change. No spectators allowed into the events. The current plan includes no spectators for the remainder of August and may ease up later in the season, but this will no doubt have an effect on all sporting events this fall.
We've never done this before, so we're just kind of waiting to see what it's going to be like. But our kids will be ready to play. I think they're going to be excited because we get to actually play for real.
Obviously, after touchdowns, after we score, there won't be a crowd cheering for us. I don't think it'll be too different because when we compete, I mean, all you're worried about is just competing. So, like, fans shouldn't really be an issue because you have your teammates to cheer you up and everything. And our coaches have emphasized that we need to be loud on the sidelines and give the energy that the crowd's not going to give. The teammates give it to us.
Whenever you have a bunch of people out there cheering for you, it can give you that little extra adrenaline push. I think it just puts a lot more on the athletes in the mental side and preparation.
Having fans is normally something you can count on. You can count on people being there to cheer you on, cheer your team on.
Under normal circumstances, many athletes believe that the energy in the crowd or student section can make its way down onto the field. This year will be a new experience for every athlete.
The crowd helps a lot. I mean, when you have lots of kids in the student section and they're screaming and everything, and then the other team can't hear the snap call and everything.
During play, I think the focus of the athletes is going to be on their jobs during that play. So there's not a lot.
They can have an impact either way. Sometimes having parents out there can make somebody a little nervous, and maybe they don't have as great of a race as they would without their parent there. And the kids need the support. It's part of growing up. They need their parents there.
While it is definitely disappointing to not have spectators, such precautions are necessary to keep the community safer and give the athletes a chance to compete this fall. For HHS In Depth, I'm Caleb Wood.
In other sports news, the Homestead volleyball team defeated Bishop Lures on Tuesday night 3-1. Senior Anna Moster led the team with 11 kills on the night. Junior Leah Mummer had 4 blocks. Sophomore Haley Biedenbach had 30 assists. And Michaela Kelly, a senior, had 20.
For the Northrop Bruins, and when we were last on the air, you heard us foreshadow some of the scores. Now let's take a look at some of these scores around the SAC. Let's save the best for last.
Oh boy.
The latest, and these are all the latest that we've seen. Wayne at Bishop Dwenger. Last time we saw the score was second quarter, might be halftime, not exactly sure, but getting close to halftime there at Dwenger. The Saints lead 28-0 over Wayne. That score's not really too much for the prize. Chris?
Well, I mean, you got to look at it this way. Dwenger is going to be one of the top teams in the SAC. But, I don't know, 28 points, I don't know, it just really doesn't shock me that much. I would thought that Dwenger, with their high-powered offense, I just thought they'd have a little bit more than 28, but seems like a good game for Bishop Dwenger.
All right. The next game, Concordia at Southside halftime. That's confirmed. Concordia up 23-0, so the Cadets in control. Not too much of a blowout, but definitely in control.
I saw that one coming. I mean, Concordia is always good, and Southside is always towards the bottom, so Concordia seems to be putting up some points very well, so their offense must be clicking.
And for this next game, very shocking. Carroll up 48. You thought I was talking about the Snyder game, didn't you, Chris?
No.
Oh, Carroll up 48-7 against Bishop Luers, and this is from the Carroll Twitter. Jeff Becker, the Carroll quarterback, hits Englert, a receiver, for a 37-yard touchdown pass as time expires in the first half to make it 48-7. Carroll on top. Jeff Becker is 10 of 13 for 182 yards, 3 touchdown passes, and 1 on the ground. Englert has 6 catches for 149 yards and 4 total touchdowns. So if I could redo my preseason picks, I put Carroll, obviously overreacting for one half of the season, but Carroll dominating against Bishop Luers right now.
I told you Carroll was going to be good. I know Carroll's got Jeff Becker, and they got a high-powered offense, and as of right now, they're showing that maybe they can be a top dog this year, and they can compete with Dwenger and Homestead and Snyder.
A score we talked about a minute ago, but Dwenger and Wayne is now at halftime. It is 28-0, Dwenger on top. And now for the game we talked about but didn't mention the score. Northside and Snyder. Northside leading 33-10. That's not a misread on my part. The Northside Legends, who have been hyped up and they deserve it, and showing why, up 33-10 against Snyder, typically one of the best programs in the state in football.
Hey, Snyder, I put Snyder at 4. I thought they were going to have fall off this year, and right now they're down by 23 to Northside. I picked Snyder, so that's kind of got me a little sad about that part, but it is good to see Northside up. It's good to see a new team climbing the ladder.
Yeah, Northside, probably my favorite team aside from Homestead, because I have to say that kind of, and I am joking, by the way, but Northside just dominating Snyder 33-10 at halftime. I don't think anyone saw that coming. I saw one local media outlet picked Northside to win, I believe, 21-13, and I thought that's kind of, I don't know if it's going to be that close. I picked Northside in the pregame show, but that was kind of a big upset. I thought it could be a big upset, but it's the reality right now. The Legends, are they for real?
If Matt could call any other team, he would call Northside. Yes. Matt loves Northside. But maybe Northside's living up to the hype. I told you, Northside's got to live up to the hype. They can't get blown out, and they got to keep it close. Well, now they're winning, so maybe they are for real this year.
Yeah, some of you really don't know the background and why I like Northside so much. A season ago, they started 0-3. They were blown out by the first 3 opponents, 180 something to nothing. They
Zero.
They didn't put up a single point in the first 3 games of the season. Their quarterback, Deuce Taylor, couldn't play, was ineligible for the first 3 games due to transfer rules, who came from Snyder. And then Northside ended the season going 4-3, and Deuce Taylor played incredibly well. And this Northside team, they returned Deuce Taylor and a bunch of other talented players. And this Northside team on the upswing and could threaten for top half of the SAC, beating Snyder Panthers, a team that a lot of people expected to finish in the top 2 or so. Definitely top 3 of the conference this year.
Yeah, I'm telling you what, if Matt wasn't at Homestead, he'll be at Northside calling those games. Maybe they'll hire him because they just love his enthusiasm. Last year they had a girls' basketball game, and you could hear Matt.
All right, let's move on from this. Yes, I was excited. Starting the second half, Homestead up 21-13. Over Northrop, definitely, I'm not an idiot. 21-13 is close, however you see it. But Homestead dominated that first half. And Northrop, late touchdown. Second half made it closer. That's Anderson to return it for Homestead. Across the 30, across the 40 now. Taken out about the 45. So a great return for Nate Anderson for Homestead to start the second half.
Very good return there, putting Homestead in good field position early. Homestead's looking to come out like they did in the first half, stay perfect on offense, score every time, and that was a great start, and that's how you start a half.
This will be Homestead's 4th possession of their game, only had 3 in the first half. Surprising.
Yeah, only 3. If you were to tell that to anyone that's not watching the game, they think, wow, only 3 possessions? That's a little shocking.
Ball snap, Ormsby throws it right.
Gage.
Sparrow across midfield. Looks like he'll pick up the first down. Great start.
That was a very good start for Homestead. starting off with a pass, which is a little bit off of what happened in the first half, but very good start for Homestead on the offense side of the ball.
Big pickup there, about 15 yards.
First and
That's
10
first down for Homestead.
for Homestead, 40, or they're on the Northrop 44-yard line. 11:45 to go in this third quarter. They lead by 8. A TAT by the Bruins could cost them.
Oh, yeah, definitely could.
Ormersby the quarterback. Hardwick to his left. Kistler in motion. Takes the handoff to Kistler, hands it off to Hardwick. Doesn't get much right there on first down.
Homestead was looking to try and get the run game going like they did in the first half and was stopped there by Northrop, so very good stop there for Northrop. Good read on the run. Homestead's got to have an answer here. They have to.
Second and long for the Spartans. Still got 2 full quarters to play. Homestead up right now. But Northrop ended with some momentum first half.
Got that touchdown late, big for them.
Ormersby the quarterback in the shotgun. Ball snapped. Throws it to Sparrow. It's caught. First down. Trying to get some more. Picks up maybe about 14 or 15 yards right there.
It's Gage's second catch of the quarter, and both got positive yards. Very good start for him, and stepping into a new role at the starting position. He's off to a very good start this season.
First and 10. Pick up on the second and long. The previous play, Homestead moving the ball through the air effectively to start this third quarter. They lead by 8 from the Northrop 33-yard line. First and 10. Hardwick the running back. Ormsby the quarterback. Ball snapped. Ormsby steps back to throw. It's tripped up.
Got tripped up there. Was looking to run. Had a pretty open field in front of him if he could have got through there. But looked like he got tripped up. Tough break for Homestead.
No gain on the play. Second down and 10.
Another second and long coming up.
Homestead's looking to answer here with a good offensive play.
10 minutes to go in the third quarter. Ormsby, quarterback Hardwick to his right, the running back. Hand off to Hardwick, up the middle, goes right, escapes the tackle, and picks up a few more yards.
It was good for him to get out of that tackle. Could have been stopped for less than what he was, but got a couple more yards.
Third down and 6, correction.
Bringed up a third down for the Homestead offense. See what they can do here on third down.
Kistler comes back on the field.
Looking for hurry up offense here.
3rd and 6. Kistler out right. The receiver. Hardwick the running back in the backfield. Ormsby the quarterback. The Northrop 29-yard line. 6 yards away from the first down. Third down. Ball snapped. Ormsby throws right. Caught by Kistler. And tackled by about 8 Northrop Bruins.
Here comes an interesting decision here for Homestead. What do you do? Looks like they're staying on the field.
Yeah, from our angle, it didn't look like they got it.
Homestead staying on the field.
4th and short for the Spartans.
It's a huge play for both teams.
21-13, Homestead on top.
Northrop gets a stop. They can carry momentum from a stop and a touchdown right before half. Northrop would have a lot of momentum if they get a stop here.
Going for it on 4th down. Ormsby keeps it himself. Picks up a couple. Looks like he stopped short.
Short of the first down yardage. The turnover on downs.
That's a boost in the confidence for Northrop there. Got momentum now. See what they can do on the offense side of the ball. If they can ride the momentum, do another touchdown, and make this game even closer than what it is.
That was the first possession of this game where Homestead did not, score at all and score a touchdown. 3 possessions in the first half, 3 rushing touchdowns, 2 from Hardwick, 1 from Ormsby. There they turn it over on downs. Northrop first possession of the second half for them. 8:11 to go this third quarter. Ball snapped. Hand off to Cohen. Nearly flipped upside down, it looked like.
Yeah, it looked like he did a flip pretty much. Northrop's coming out looking to do the same thing they did in the first half. Have a very good running half here, and Northrop looked to do the same and looking to run the ball.
Your Northrop, that was a great stop on 4th down on the defensive end. Like you said, flipped the momentum. They ended the second half scoring a touchdown. Now only down by 8 points.
And now they got momentum after a stop.
2nd and 8 from their own 27. They trail by 8. Northrop with possession. Freeman throws the right side. Caught. Gain of about 3 yards maybe.
I'll tell you what, Northrop's been pretty good getting positive yards on the offense side of the ball. They really haven't had a lot of plays that have been negative yards, so they've been being very good on the fact that they are getting positive yards every time they run a play.
That was caught by C.J. Davis, 5'11", sophomore.
If Homestead gets a stop, it's a very big stop for Homestead.
A big play for both sides.
Yeah.
3rd and 3 from the Northrop 32-yard line. Freeman, pitch right side to Cohen. Gets the first down for Northrop.
Cohen, the ball carrier.
It's a big play for Northrop there. Like I said, they're riding momentum right now, and they keep a drive alive, which is huge for them. See if they can't keep it going here.
New set of downs, 1st and 10 coming up for the Bruins. A lot of people had Homestead as the heavy favorite in this one, defending SAC champions, but Northrop playing well to start this 3rd quarter.
Northrop's definitely making it a game and keeping it close.
3 out left, 1 out right. Running back in the backfield. Ball snapped. Freeman keeps it himself. Runs right side, able to get close to the first down marker, a couple yards shy. About an 8-yard pickup.
Northrop's still picking up positive yards every time. They're doing a great job on the offense side of the ball. They keep it up. They're looking at 6 points.
2nd and short, 3 yards away from the first down from their own 44. 5:45 to go. The 3rd quarter, Homestead up 21-13, but Bruin ball. Ball snapped, handoff to Cohen up the middle. Able to fight through the Homestead defense and get close to the first down marker. Looks like might have gotten it. See where they mark him.
Looks just shy of it.
Cohen's going to be right at the first down yardage marker.
Looks just shy. Brings up a.
Shy of the first down, 3rd down.
Gonna measure it.
Yeah, they looked close to me. Looks like they may have spotted it maybe a little bit short where it was. But either way, Northrop.
They're not going to measure it, just going to go.
3rd and 1. From their own 47. They trail by 8 in the 3rd quarter. It's going to be close.
It's a good stall there by Homestead defense right
Quarterback sneak. Here comes the measurement, possibly. It's 3rd and 1. Either it's going to be 1st and 10 or 4th and an inch.
Looks like it's there. First down.
First down for the Bruins.
Big first down for Northrop, continuing to move the ball down the field with the run game.
Northrop's definitely riding momentum right now. They got it going, and they're still going.
Near midfield, Northrop ball. Freeman, the quarterback, steps back to throw. Runs left side, keeps it himself to the 50, and steps out of bounds at about the 47, 46-yard line.
It was a good play there for Northrop. 5 yards. Again, another positive gain on first down. Northrop seems to be very good on play calling on first down. If they can keep that up, they're looking pretty good.
2nd and 5 for the Bruins. 5:02 to go in this 3rd quarter. Northrop was down by as much as 15, down by only 8 now. First possession of the second half. Homestead turned it over on downs. And off to Cohen, runs right side. Not able to get much there, maybe Tackled for a loss of 1.
A stop there by Homestead. I think that's the stop that Homestead's been looking for. Big stop there for Homestead, keeping them with no yards. Gotta get a huge stop here on 3rd down if you're Homestead, and if you're Northrop, you're definitely looking to convert because you want to put some points on the board here.
3rd and 6 for the Northrop offense. Quarterback shotgun formation. Freeman with Cohen to his left. Ball snap. Freeman throws. Little high, nearly picked off, but a little bit too high even for the Homestead defender. That was Smith.
4th down.
Desmond Smith there almost got the pick. That'd have been huge for Homestead.
4th and 6 now.
Number 21, Braden Mudrack in.
Northrop, this will be their 3rd punt of the game.
Jared Kistler.
Kistler back to receive it for Homestead. So Northrop not able to keep it going all the way in that possession. High snap, punt away clean. Returned by Kistler. Out the 25, Kistler runs the right side, jukes a few defenders, falls about the 37.5-yard line.
It's a good regain there by the punter to regain the snap that was high and still be able to get a decent punt off there. Homestead starting again with decent field position here.
Yeah, there was a bit of a high snap, but the punter Mudrack able to recover it in Homestead. Some decent field position. Out to 37. This will be their 5th possession of the game, 2nd of this 3rd quarter.
Homestead's looking to score here. Look to have a good possession.
Hardwick up the middle, across midfield to the 40. Still on his feet, tackled down across the 30-yard line. Braden Hardwick, who has 2 rushing touchdowns already this game.
There's a flag on the
Flag.
Northrop sideline.
Big run there for Hardwick.
Flag a couple yards away from the Northrop sideline.
Looks like it's staying down.
Maybe it fell out of his pocket or something. No.
Sideline warning.
Sideline warning on Northrop.
That's a tough break there for Northrop. It's a very tough break.
33-yard run stands. That's a 15-yard penalty after the play.
Wow. Big penalty.
1st down and 10 for Homestead.
That's a very, very tough break if you're Northrop. 15-yard penalty. That hurts.
Just like that, Homestead in scoring position. Under 4 minutes to go in this 3rd quarter. Homestead up 21-13. And
Northrop seemed to jump early.
Flag on the play. Offsides called on the Bruins.
Northrop was looking good, but
5-yard penalty.
struggled to get across
Still 1st down.
midfield, advanced the ball last possession, had to punt it away, and now a couple penalties put Homestead in great scoring position. 1st and 5 from the Northrop 10. 3:45 to go in the 3rd quarter.
Northrop definitely didn't help themselves there.
Hardwick runs right side, flag on the play, brought down about the 5.
And we go to flag on the play.
Holding.
A hold called on the Spartans.
On Homestead.
There'll be a 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul.
Well, they got 10 yards back.
Still, Spartans in a great scoring position.
Homestead back at the 20-yard line.
All 3 touchdowns Homestead have been rushing. 2 have been Braden Hardwick. 1 has been the quarterback, Evan Ormsby, a senior.
See if maybe they can get a passing touchdown here.
21-13, Homestead on top, 3:30 to go in this 3rd quarter. Got Ormsby and Hardwick in the backfield, and another flag. False start.
False start called on Homestead.
Officials talking about it now. I mean, I didn't see anything, but
I didn't seem to see a false start either. Nope.
Wave it off.
The penalty flag is waved off. 1st down and 15.
21-13, Homestead on top, looking to score their 4th touchdown of the game. This is their 5th possession. Turned it over on downs the last time. Snap, throw. Oh, off the hands of Jared Kistler.
Pass incomplete, intended for Kistler.
It's a good pass there by Evan Ormsby. Kistler just couldn't hang on to the ball. Looks like that had definitely been a touchdown for Homestead if he'd have caught that, but now put it 2nd and 15. Not an easy gain here for Homestead. See what they can do.
3:11 left in the third quarter. Oh, snap. Like it was on the ground, but a pass.
Went for the one-handed catch, couldn't hang on to it. Homestead set up here with a tough conversion to make 3rd and 15. Not easy.
They were just 1st and 5 from the 10, now 3rd and 15 from the 20.
A lot of penalties.
Long way to go to the goal. Ormsby looks to the Homestead sideline. 2 receivers either side. Shotgun formation, ball is snapped. Ormsby back to throw. Throws across the middle, picked off by Northrop. That was C.J. Davis.
Huge interception there for Northrop. Big interception there. Get the ball back. Now they got even more momentum than what they had. Northrop's definitely setting themselves up if they want to get some points here.
C.J. Davis, talked about him a little bit earlier, only a sophomore. He's the starting safety for the Northrop defense, but also the starting wide receiver for the Bruin offense.
See if Northrop can keep their momentum going here. Maybe look to get some points on the board if they can.
So Northrop now with their 6th possession of the game. Interception by Ormsby. And the pass is caught somehow. Wow, what an incredible grab. Let's see it.
Huge play for Northrop right there.
Jaden Schmenk, also a sophomore.
If you're Northrop, you're very happy with that play right there. A lot of yards gained. Looking to see if they can keep that going.
Crazy how quickly the pace of the game and how it was looking. I can go. Looked like Homestead was about to score. Touchdown, a couple penalties, interception. Now Northrop, they're in business.
Northrop's looking to do the same thing.
They're on 43-yard line, 1st and 10. Cohen runs across the line of scrimmage. It's near the first down marker. It'll be about 3 or 4 shy.
Northrop's doing a very good job on this possession. A lot of good play calling. Good on both passing and rushing. Northrop's putting together a good possession. They definitely want to put some points on the board here.
Yeah, for Northrop, you got to cash in on this possession. It's been a while since they scored. Both their touchdowns have come by Demarius Cohen, the running back. Both of those were in the first half. 2nd possession of the 3rd quarter for the Bruins. Pitch to Cohen. Gets maybe a yard.
It's a huge stop for Homestead there after Northrop kind of riding momentum. 2 big plays back to back. Homestead gets a stop. Huge for them.
1-yard pickup, 3rd down and 3.
3rd and short now for Northrop. You got to convert here if you're the Bruins.
Yeah, you have to.
21-13. Homestead still leading. They've come close to a few scoring possessions, but not quite yet this half. 3rd and short for the Bruins. Looks like the quarterback Freeman to keep it, and not going to get there. It's going to be 4th and short.
Great stop for Homestead. Interesting to see what Northrop looks to do here.
4th down and about 2 for Northrop.
The Homestead D-line, great job right there on that play. Be 4th and short. Looks like the Bruins going for it here.
Not surprised by this call. A lot of noise coming from both sidelines here. Big play for both teams.
2 receivers either side, running back on the backfield. Receiver in motion. And a whistle.
Timeout called by the Bruins.
Northrop's got to think about it here.
Homestead up 21-13 as we head into a timeout.
What limits you? Too small, too old, insecure, broken. You have no limits. Rethink your limits.
McLaughlin the rebound. The clock hits 0. The Spartans are state champions.
Homestead will win the victory bell for the first time in school history.
Goody to the basket, goes up and throws it down. Boom shakalaka, big another SAC Holiday Tournament crown.
Homestead Spartan football, right here on the Point 91 FM.
Out of the timeout, 4th and 1 for Northrop. Their own 48. Ball snapped. Freeman throws left and deflected. Looks like it was intercepted. That was Phoenix Haggard.
To be honest, I'm real surprised with that play call there by Northrop. Northrop really hasn't been that effective at throwing the ball, and I thought they'd run the ball there and see if they can't pick it up, but they went with the pass, and now Homestead's in business, just shy of the 50.
So we see Ormsby throw an interception for Homestead, then we see Freeman throw an interception for Northrop. Homestead ball at their own 49.
Fumble recovered by Northrop.
Wow.
What a turn of events.
That was a quick possession.
It's like they're trading right now.
That was a very clean first half. No turnovers. I mean, the Spartans turned it over on downs, but that's not a true turnover. And fumble.
If you're Northrop, you definitely want to have an answer here. You want to take advantage of Homestead's mistakes.
So Homestead, they score a touchdown their first 3 possessions. Their last 3, turnover on downs, interception, and fumble. Cohen runs right side, gets the first down.
And a little bit
Northrop.
more. Very good run there for Northrop. Their running game has been their go-to tonight. It has been the best offense that Northrop has used tonight, and they're still using it, and it's still working.
7th possession of the game for Northrop. They scored 2 touchdowns, punted 3 times. Their quarterback Freeman threw an interception a little while ago. 1st and 10. Time ticking down the 3rd quarter. Still an 8-point game. Northrop down. Cohen runs left side. Breaks free. Cohen to the 10. And he's in. Demarius Cohen with his 3rd rushing touchdown of the game for Northrop.
Man, Northrop answering with a big touchdown for Northrop, bringing this game within, even reaching distance for Northrop. Running the ball has worked all night for Northrop, and that's what got them that touchdown. That's what got them every touchdown they have. Northrop's doing a great job running the ball.
If you're Northrop, you go for 2 here. Down by 2, 21-19 now.
Northrop offense on the field.
That was Cohen's 3rd rushing touchdown of the game.
Going for a 2-point conversion.
If Northrop picks this up, it's a whole new ball game.
Both teams trading turnovers in this 3rd quarter. Northrop able to score on the 2-point conversion. Cohen runs right side flag.
Flag down.
Cohen is stopped short.
Looks like he was short.
But a flag is on the play.
Maybe another chance. Nope, it's on Northrop. Decline, so it'll stay 21-19.
Northrop is declined.
That just goes to show a missed PAT in the first quarter can come back to bite you if you're Northrop.
Yeah, that PAT could have just put, if they'd have made that and now it's 21-20, they could have just kicked the extra point and tie game. If you're Homestead, you definitely have to have an answer. I know 21-19 is not sitting well with anyone standing on the Homestead sidelines.
This is the Northrop team that's 0-15 all time against Homestead in football, looking to make that 1-15. 15 seconds to go in this third quarter off the Cohen 38-yard rushing touchdown. Northrop set to kick off again. Homestead looking for something in this third quarter. They had 3 possessions in the first half. All were rushing touchdowns, 2 by Hardwick, 1 by Ormsby. In this third quarter, turnover on downs, interception, and fumble.
Yeah, if you're Homestead, you got to have an answer. It's just the complete opposite for Homestead this half. Not doing well on the offensive side of the ball, and they're definitely going to look to change that this half.
Northrop set to kick off. Looks like that's Nate Anderson who receives it. Across the 25, out to exactly the 30-yard line. Nate Anderson with the return. 7 seconds to go in this third quarter.
Homestead's got one play here. See what they do with it. Try and do a run play, most likely.
Both teams with some costly mistakes in this third quarter. A couple fumble, a couple of interceptions, one from both or either side. But Northrop playing well. They were once down by 15, now down by only 2.
And like you said, it was a clean game up until now. A clean first half.
Ball snapped. Hardwick with the run. Gets the first down across midfield to the 40 and knocked out of bounds. 0.9 seconds to go.
Look at that.
Third quarter.
Look at that. Big run there for Homestead, and they get another play. Couldn't have asked for a better play there for Homestead. Big gain and another play before the end of the third.
It's going to be 1st and 10 from the Northrop 36 Homestead ball. Braden Hardwick dominating on the ground in this one. Already has 2 rushing touchdowns, both in the first half. Ormsby, a bad snap. Ball on the ground, keeps it himself. But Homestead will lose a little bit of yards. Ormsby still not down, finally gets down. Could have been another fumble, but Ormsby able to recover it with a loss of about 6 or so. And that will take us to the end. The third quarter. Homestead leads 21-19 over Northrop.
What limits you? Too small, too old, insecure, broken. You have no limits. Rethink your limits.
Head back out to the stadium for more Homestead Spartan football right here on the Point 91 FM.
Welcome back live to Dave Walters Memorial Stadium on the campus of Homestead High School. I am Matt Saalfrank alongside Chris Corman. It's been a fun night here at Homestead as we begin this fourth quarter of action. 2-point game, close one. Homestead up 21-19. Spartans with the ball on the Northrop 43-yard line. Snap away. Ormsby throws it to Anderson. who spins around the defender, able to dive for a couple more yards.
It was a good pickup there for Homestead. Third down here, you got to convert. If you don't, I'm sure Homestead will look to go for it on fourth if they don't get it here.
Yeah, 3rd and long coming up for the Spartans. This is the Homestead team that's ranked 9th in Class 6A, the largest class in Indiana, based on size of school.
Northrop used to be in our sectional. They got moved.
3rd and 8. Snap away. Ormsby throws it right side. Kistler can't hang on to it. Looks like it might have been partially deflected by the Northrop defender. So 4th and 8.
Homestead's keeping their offense out there.
21-19, 11:31 to go in the 4th quarter.
Homestead cannot afford to not do anything here. They got to do something.
From the Northrop 34-yard line. Homestead all 3 timeouts, Northrop 2. Ball is snapped, Ormsby to throw it. Chased and sacked. Let's see who that was for Northrop.
For a big loss and a turnover on downs.
Jelante Hinton, a freshman, with the sack.
Ooh, freshman, first game. That's a huge stop for him. He's definitely got to be feeling good about that one.
The second possession where Homestead has turned it over on downs this game. So 4 straight possessions not scoring after scoring touchdowns in the first 3, all those in the first half.
Like if you're a Homestead fan, you cannot be happy with this game, or with this half. This half has not been a good half for Homestead.
Northrop takes over. 11:16 to go. Cohen left side across midfield.
The carrier for Northrop.
It'll be about
6-yard
2nd and 4 coming up for Northrop.
Northrop's definitely looking to score here. They're looking to take the lead for the first time this game, and that would be huge for Northrop. If they were able to take the lead in this game.
I don't believe they've led this game. They've trailed pretty much the entire way.
Yeah, they haven't had the lead yet.
It was once 21-6 early on. Now 21-19. Homestead leads by 2. 10:38 to go in the 4th. 2nd and 4 for Northrop. Freeman keeps it himself, gets the first down, almost to the 40.
Freeman up the middle. 7-yard pickup. First down for Northrop.
It's a very good play there for Northrop. They got the first down. They're still moving the ball effectively. So if they keep this up, Homestead's in a little bit of trouble on the defensive side of the ball.
Very impressed with Kareem Freeman starting his first game at quarterback. Started on JV a season ago, now a senior, but playing great for the Bruins in this one.
Yeah, definitely. He's been great for them.
Snap away, hand off to Cohen. Dives for the first down.
Cohen, the ball carrier.
Northrop approaching the Homestead end zone.
11-yard pickup.
Northrop's definitely got it figured out on the offense side of the ball. They are moving the ball very well. A lot of good play calling for Northrop. See if they can't keep it going by running the ball.
Under 10 minutes now in this game. 21-19, Homestead on top.
Look to see here what Northrop, see if they look to keep running the ball.
2 receivers either side. Freeman, shotgun formation. Cohen to his right in the backfield. 1st and 10 from the 32 of Homestead. Ball snapped. Hand off to Cohen, who runs to the left. Fumble on the ground, picked up by Freeman, who just falls down. Could have been a disaster for Northrop, but they keep possession.
Yeah, that could have been a disaster for Northrop if that would have went, Homestead's way. They'd have recovered it, but good recover there for Northrop, keeping the possession.
8th possession of the game for the Northrop Bruins.
Homestead's defense has to get a stop here. You got to stop the momentum that Northrop has right now.
2 receivers either side. Shotgun formation, running back in the backfield. Freeman Throws it to the right side. Receiver able to pick up a little bit and more. Looks like that Darius Sanders, his jersey is pulled up a little bit, blocking some of his number. But Darius Sanders.
They've ran that reverse a couple of times, and it has worked both times. So I'm sure we'll see that play, again. Homestead's got to be ready for it, though. Got to be ready.
Northrop using the play clock, running it all the way down. They trail by 2. 8:38 to go. The fourth quarter. 3 receivers out left, 1 out right. Hand off to Cohen up the middle. Across the 25, about to the 23-yard line.
Looks like he's just shy of the first.
7-yard pickup. He'll be shy of the first down yardage by about 2 or 3 yards.
You got to believe Northrop will definitely go for it here.
Yeah, down by 2. The fourth quarter, just a little over 8 minutes.
If you're Homestead, you got to really dig deep here and get a stop.
We've seen a lot of turnovers in the second half, maybe force a fumble or interception or something for the Homestead defense. This Northrop offense has been moving it well in the second half. Ball snapped. Hand off to Cohen, who runs left side. Spins out of the tackle. Cohen to the 10. Cohen dives for the end zone. Touchdown, Northrop. They take the lead.
Homestead had him wrapped up in the back, and then he broke out of it, ran for another touchdown for Northrop. Northrop has the lead for the first time this game.
What a great play by Demarius Cohen right there. Spun out of a couple tackles. And for the Homestead defense, you got to get him right there, but tremendous move by Cohen. That was his 4th rushing touchdown of the game. Had one from 21 yards, 4 yards, 38 yards. That one was 25 yards.
What a game he has had. He has had a good game. He's got all Northrop's touchdowns. They are doing very well.
25-21. Let's see if Northrop, what they're going to do here. It all goes back to that missed PAT in the first quarter.
Now they're going to go for it here, see if they can't get 2 points.
Looks like Cohen
just shy, missed it.
Goes to show how important a PAT can be.
Yeah.
A lot of missed extra points, whether 2-point or just going for the 1. 25-21 now.
Second time Northrop's had to go for 2. They missed it both times. This game could be it wouldn't be different, but Northrop could be up by more if they hit those extra points.
Northrop with, I believe, 19 unanswered points. This Homestead offense struggling. They played incredibly well in the first half, scored on all 3 possessions. 2 touchdowns from Braden Hardwick on the ground, 1 from Ormsby on the ground. Homestead leading at halftime. Now they find themselves trailing for the first time today by 4. 7:44 to go in the fourth quarter.
It's very odd territory for Homestead. It's very odd territory for them to be down. You got to see how they answer. I mean, it's how you see how good you are as a team, see how you answer after being down.
Northrop to kick off. Looks like it'll be Redu Sindo to kick off for the Bruins. Couple, looks like Anderson, and it looks like Desmond Smith, I believe, to return.
A big return here would be huge for Homestead.
Kickoff fielded by Anderson. Out the 10-yard line, across the 25. Out at about the 30. That's a decent return.
He'll get past the 30 before he steps out of bounds. First down and 10 for the Spartans.
See what Homestead comes out here with on offense, see if they look to run the ball.
Big drive coming up for the Spartans. Thanks to those of you watching or listening right now, it's definitely been an exciting game.
Yeah, fun game to call for sure.
Based on what the other SAC scores were at the half, this is definitely the game of the week, closest.
Yeah, this is the closest game in the SAC.
Ormsby, the quarterback. Hand off up the middle to Hardwick. who breaks away and gets close to the first down marker on 1st and 10.
Got to be happy with that play if you're a Homestead fan or player. Picking up the first down after giving up a touchdown and being down, that's a big first play for Homestead.
1st and 10 from their own 41-yard line now. 7:20 to go in the 4th quarter. Ormsby the quarterback. Hand off to Hardwick, who runs left. Flag thrown.
Flag down in the back.
Flag thrown in the backfield.
Picked up about 6 yards or so. Holding against Homestead.
It's a 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. Replay at 1st down.
That's a tough one for Homestead there. Tough break. Especially coming off that good run from Hardwick, and now you got to go back.
I was just going to say, limiting the penalties are going to be huge for Homestead, and right there, holding penalty pushes them back a little bit. 1st and 20 now from the 21-yard line. About 7 minutes to go in this 4th quarter.
1st and 20, big gain here for Homestead if they can get it. Huge momentum boost if they can get it too.
Homestead down by 4. Ormsby to throw, right side. And receiver not able to hang on. Looks like it might have been intended for Kistler.
2nd down and 20.
If you're Homestead, you got to do the little things right in this game. If you want to come back and win, you got to do little things right. And 2nd and 20 now. Homestead's facing, not the best down if you're a Homestead fan.
And since joining the SAC in 2015, Homestead has scored 41 or more points against Northrop. In all 5 regular season matchups, they're 5-0 in those games. Only 21 points on the board right now, about midway through the 4th quarter, down by 4. And off to Hardwick. Not much there. That'll be a loss of a few.
Hardwick, the ball carrier, will be dropped for a loss of 1 yard.
Now it brings up 3rd and long.
3rd and
it's definitely not the ideal situation for Homestead. You got to get something here. Down by 4, you got to get something.
Spartans have been struggling in the passing game the 2nd half. Haven't scored since the 1st half. Northrop 19 unanswered points. 3rd and 22 from the 29-yard line. Spartans down by 4. Ormsby throws, right side.
Oh.
And it looks like Homestead tried to do something special there. That looks like Bark who tried to throw it, and I'm not really sure that was maybe the most effective play call right there on 3rd and long. Like the creativity, but not able to execute right there. 4th and 22. Homestead forced a punt. 6:11 to go in this 4th quarter. Bruins, if they're able to pick up a few first downs, keep running it, Homestead's in trouble.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I try to be creative there, but you got to be smart, and now you're faced with a big stop on defense if you're Homestead. Got to get a big stop.
Homestead to punt on 4th and 22. Punt is away. That was Dixon. High punt. Field looked like by Sanders. Out the 36.5-yard line. 6:05 to go in the 4th quarter.
If you're Homestead here on defense, you got to get a stop. You got to get the ball back in your offense's hands to have a shot here. Down by 4.
This will be the 9th possession of the game for Northrop. For Homestead, that was their first punt of the game. So in the 2nd half for Homestead, it's been turnover on downs, interception, fumble, turnover on downs, and punt. Gain of a couple on 1st and 10 for the Bruins.
It's a good start there for Homestead defense. Not giving up that big of a gain. Yeah, got to do it 2 more times if you're Homestead. Got to come up with 2 big stops here.
If you're a Northrop fan, you got to be loving this. They're taking it to Homestead right now. They're defending SAC champs. The Bruins, they could be a dangerous team. In the pregame show we talked about, there are a lot of uncertainties You know, especially with their quarterback, didn't really know what he was going to be able to do, but so far he's looking great. Kareem Freeman, a senior for Northrop. 2nd and 8, the 38-yard line, 5:20 to go. Hand off to Cohen. Not much there.
There you go. Another big stop for Homestead there. Brings up 3rd down. This is a big play for Homestead on the defense side of the ball.
Certainly.
Need to get a stop if you're Homestead.
Certainly. Important play. Clock ticking under 5 minutes now. Spartans still with 3 timeouts. Northrop with 2, but Homestead down by 4, 25-21. Spartans are 15-0 all-time against Northrop. So it'd be quite the upset if Homestead would go on to lose this. Big 3rd down coming up right here. 2 receivers either side. Freeman in the shotgun formation, running back to his left. Ball snapped. Play action. Freeman runs left, throws left, and it looks like it's caught for a 1st down.
It's a big play for Northrop there.
And Northrop keeps the chains moving. Darius Sanders with the catch right there for the Bruins.
What a great play there for Northrop.
And if you're Homestead, at this point, you may want to start thinking about using your timeouts because time could become an issue. It's really a tale of 2 halves. Homestead completely dominant in the first half. They were only up by 8 points, but they were controlling the run game, controlling the offense pretty well. Just the second half ran out of steam.
I see what Northrop comes out here with. Try to burn the clock.
Run play, a couple yards gained.
Going ball carrier.
I wouldn't say you have to use your timeouts yet. You still got 4 minutes.
4:15. 2nd and 8 for Northrop.
2nd down and 8.
They're going to use the play clock all the way down.
Then they'll probably go with another run. Then you might want to start thinking about the timeout situation.
This Northrop team, they're at home at Spooler Stadium against Southside in week 2. Leading Homestead by 4 right now. Whistle.
Timeout called by Northrop.
Timeout by the Bruins.
You would think it'd be Homestead taking the timeouts now, but Northrop took one. You got to figure out what they're going to do with their offense.
It's 2nd and 8. Big play. You'll say we said this a lot, but a big play coming up for Northrop and this Homestead defense looking for a stopper to force a turnover of some sort.
Kind of seems like every play's been a big play in the second half. It's up and down game for Homestead.
The Bruins were picked to finish 7th in the SAC by the Journal-Gazette. I mean, we picked them to, I think I picked them to finish 7th. What did you pick them as?
I picked them at 8th.
Yeah.
So, I mean, kind of, based on the performance tonight, that is low. And based on what I've seen tonight from their first-year quarterback, my prediction was kind of a little low on them if they can keep this up week in and week out.
Yeah, Northrop a bit underrated.
Mm-hmm. There's always that sleeper team in the SAC, and this year it just may be Northrop.
Second and 8 for the Bruins. With possession, the 47-yard line. They lead by 4. Under 4 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. Cohen able to run, get close to the first down marker. Actually, thought he was about to be tackled. Just short.
Fumble.
And Homestead says they
Fumble.
have it.
Recovered by Homestead. Huge turn of events for Homestead. If you're Homestead, huge turn of events.
That's exactly what the Spartans needed. They got it. A fumble. And possession down by 4, 3:38 to go in the fourth quarter. Can Evan Ormsby, in his first career start at quarterback, lead the Homestead Spartans to victory?
It's like a new sign of life if you're Homestead on the offense side of the ball. You got new life. Team's getting into it. Team's pumped up. Keep it going. If you're Homestead, you got to keep it going.
Homestead with their 9th possession of the game. Haven't scored since the first half. Ormsby gives it to Hardwick up the middle. About 7-yard gain.
Good start, positive yards.
If you're Homestead, the clock is, well, it's kind of your friend because about 3:20, that's plenty of time with 3 timeouts to get towards the end zone.
If you're Homestead, you probably wouldn't mind running a little bit off the clock. If Northrop gets the ball back, you don't want them having that much time.
Definitely. Northrop only 1 timeout. A flag.
Flag on the play, false start on Homestead, the 5-yard penalty.
Another false start.
Play of second down.
Homestead's got to cut down on the penalties.
It feels like 2 years ago there were a lot of them. Last year, when they went 9-0 in the conference, really weren't a whole bunch of them. But
first game of the year, they're still.
I mean, yeah, first game of the year and
still got a lot to figure out.
Not the greatest circumstances, so definitely understandable.
Exactly. Still got a lot to learn, a lot to figure out.
Hand off to Hardwick, runs left side, gets the first down and more. Hardwick in the open field. Hardwick still on his feet, and he lost it. Northrop, they said they had it initially. Looks like it was punched out.
Hardwick, the carry.
Looks like Northrop has it. Hardwick was on his way to the end zone. He got punched out.
Hardwick had it. Hardwick was going towards the end zone. He saw the end zone, saw it, and tough break for Homestead. Really tough break. Defense needs to come up with something big.
That's the 3rd turnover this half for the Homestead offense.
Homestead still got 3 of their timeouts. Definitely will have to use those effectively.
I'd say if there's a good thing about this, is that Homestead, Hardwick fumbled it close to the end zone, so Northrop not the greatest field position.
No, especially if you can get 3 stops here, you could definitely get the ball to 50 or.
Homestead all 3 timeouts, 2:43 to go in the 4th. Homestead down by 4, but Northrop has the ball at their own 12-yard line after the fumble by Homestead. It's like a run for a loss of a couple. Timeout by
one on the play.
Looked like timeout by Coach Zolman.
You got a loss of 2, second down and 12 coming up. Timeout called by the Spartans.
Homestead down 25-21 as we head into this timeout.
What limits you? Too small, too old, insecure, broken. You have no limits. Rethink your limits.
McLaughlin the rebound. The clock hits 0. The Spartans are state champions.
Homestead will win the victory bell for the first time in school history.
Goody to the basket, goes up and throws it down. Boom shakalaka, big another SAC Holiday Tournament crown.
And now, let's head back out to the stadium for more Homestead Spartan football, right here on the Point 91 FM.
Northrop runs it on second down.
Another timeout called by Homestead. Now that'll bring up 3rd down. If you're Homestead, you got to get another stop, burn another timeout, and get the ball back. If you get the stop, you get the ball back with like 2 minutes, 20 seconds maybe.
We were talking about how clean of a game it was in the first half. Not really any mistakes. I mean, a couple penalties, but nothing too big. And in the second half, I mean, for both teams, fumbles, interceptions, a lot of penalties. It's getting a little bit more sloppy. And like we said, week 1, you expect these things, but
there's still a lot that can be made up after week 1.
Homestead down 25-21 right now. And Northrop looking pretty good. 19 unanswered points. They've shut Homestead out this half.
Yeah. Homestead had, 3 for 3. You went 3 for 3 in the first half, and then it's kind of like polar opposites now. Can't get one. Can't even buy one. So something's got to change here if Homestead wants to win.
I believe this is the 10th drive of the game for Northrop, if I'm keeping track correctly. 2:31 to go in the fourth quarter. Each team with a single timeout. 3rd and 6 for the Northrop offense on their own 16-yard line. A stop here would be huge for the Homestead defense.
3rd down and 6 for Northrop.
They burn another timeout, get the ball back with, like I said, 2 minutes, 20 seconds maybe.
2 receivers either side. Cohen to the right of the quarterback, Freeman in the shotgun formation. Ball snapped, Freeman throws left. It's caught.
It's a big stop.
Pass complete to C.J. Davis, who's wrapped up.
It's not going to be enough for first down.
So Homestead gets the ball back with 2 minutes, 24 seconds. Most likely going to have decent field position. Going to have to do a 2-minute offense.
Yeah, if you're the Spartans, this is probably your last chance you're going to get.
Yeah.
No timeouts left. 2:24 remaining. They trail by 4, so needing a touchdown to win it. Exciting game.
Yeah, very. Like you said, all the other games the SAC are kind of blown out, and you know who's winning. This game it's coming down to the wire, and really couldn't ask for a better first game.
Yeah, it felt like at halftime something just kind of changed for both teams.
Mm-hmm.
Northrop, they got in their groove, found a rhythm, and Homestead just kind of has stalled a bit, but still with a chance to pull out a victory.
Northrop definitely made the adjustments they had to make in that halftime to come out and have a big second half.
Northrop to punt. Looks like Kistler to return it and fumbled. And Northrop has it. That may be it right there. Actually, I think that was Desmond Smith, not Jared Kistler. And it looks like the Bruins may be able to...
Jared Kistler back there on the return.
Oh, it was Kistler.
Yep.
Looks like the Bruins may be able to pull out the win here. No timeouts left for Homestead, and what a great win for this Northrop team, assuming they can handle everything properly.
It's a huge win for Northrop.
Yeah, and Homestead, I mean, they've had their chances.
Yeah.
Just a couple of turnovers and a couple of penalties, and both teams have had their chances.
And like we said, it's week 1. There's a lot, a lot to figure out.
Yeah, week 1 from 2019, Homestead beat Northrop 43-6. By the end of the season, it would have been a lot closer game as Northrop improved tremendously. 2019, Homestead obviously won the conference. But yeah, week 1, what a tough loss it appears right now for Homestead. Run on first down. Homestead can't stop the clock. So it looks like Northrop 2 minutes away from getting their first ever win against Homestead in football.
It's huge for Northrop. It's a huge confidence booster for them. They go into every season and no one's really got them at the top, and maybe this is what they need this year.
Yeah, I mentioned they take on Southside next week, who was getting beat by Concordia the last time we checked, which was a halftime, so wanted to check on that score and other scores. Yeah, Northrop looks like they're about to pull out the 25-21 win, 1:30 to go, no timeouts left for Homestead. Cohen able to get close to the first down marker, the second down run.
Close to the first down yardage. Just shy, 3rd down.
Third and 1 for Northrop. They can run the clock down to about 45 seconds, and no matter what happens, as long as tackled inbounds, Northrop will probably be able to run the clock out with this play, depending on when they snap it and how long the play takes. And off to Cohen. Maybe there's about like less than a second difference between play and game clock, but just snap it and just chuck it in the on the sideline. It won't matter as the Northrop Bruins going to pull out a victory, 25-21.
Like I said, this is a huge confidence booster if you're Northrop.
Tick under 10 seconds now. Play clock at 4. Northrop looks like they'll take the penalty. 0.4 seconds on the clock.
Delay of game on Northrop. It's a 5-yard penalty.
What a win for Northrop. You know, like I said, you like to see a new team come up and do something. I think that's what Northrop's doing. Northrop and Northside, both of them, are coming up this year in the SAC.
Yeah, we'll get to that in a little bit.
Yeah.
25-21 is your score. Homestead shut out in the second half. 0.4 seconds left. Northrop takes the knee, and that's it. Northrop pulls off the upset, 25-21. What a win for the Northrop Bruins. A tough loss for this Homestead team, but a great win. The Bruins celebrating first ever win against Homestead, now 1-15 all time. Great win.
Great win for Northrop. Northrop definitely came out in that second half and definitely came out looking to win.
Like we said a little while ago, tale of two halves. Spartans were up 21-13 at the break. It's funny, we talked about pretty much the entire game. Missed PAT in the first quarter by Northrop could cost them. Turns out it didn't really matter, as Homestead gets Northrop gets the 4-point win, 25-21 over Homestead. And Chris, an up and down game for the Spartans, even an up and down game for the Bruins, but they were able to prevail in the end. What are your takeaways?
Start with Northrop. You got to realize that Northrop came out early and they were running the ball effectively. They were running the ball as if, they were just going to run the ball the whole game, and all their touchdowns came with running touchdowns. I think that is something that I say Northrop is going to keep doing throughout the season, is they're going to be able to have a very run-heavy offense, and it's going to work. For Homestead, they played a very good first half. They did everything right in that first half. Very strong first half. Second half, they got shut out, didn't score. But, you got a lot to learn week one. Got to come back next week, see what they can do.
That's going to take us to a quick break, but when we come back, we'll talk about some of the other SAC scores as well as break down tonight's final score, 25-21. Homestead not able to pull off the victory against the Northrop Bruins.
What limits you? Too small, too old, insecure, broken. You have no limits. Rethink your limits.
McLaughlin the rebound. The clock hits 0. The Spartans are state champions.
Homestead will win the victory bell for the first time in school history.
Goody to the basket, goes up and throws it down. Boom shakalaka, big another SAC Holiday Tournament crown.
And now, let's head back out to the stadium for more Homestead Spartan football, right here on the Point 91 FM.
Welcome back live to Homestead High School. Here in the post-game show, brought to you by Optimum Performance Sports. Homestead not able to get the win as they fall 25-21 against the Northrop Bruins. Congratulations to Northrop, their first ever win against Homestead in program history. And we're going to get to some of the other SAC scores in a little bit, but let's give a shout out to Demarius Cohen, the running back for Northrop. Put on a show, had 4 rushing touchdowns for the Bruins, 21 yards, 4 yards, 38 yards, and 25 yards out. consistent the entire game, and Northrop able to get the win.
Yeah, if you're going to pick a player of the game, you definitely pick him. He had a very great night. Was very good for the Northrop offense and was truly, one of the key reasons Northrop won this game and came out with the victory.
Yeah, and this Homestead team, they played really good in the first half. 3 possessions, 3 touchdowns. Hardwick had 2 rushing touchdowns. Ormsby had 1 rushing touchdown. Second half, turnover on downs, interception, fumble, turnover on downs, punt, fumble, and then that was pretty much it as Northrop able to run out the clock. At the end, Hardwick and Ormsby did play well. Just want to note, Homestead was without a few of their top defenders tonight, but still a tough loss for the Homestead Spartans. They fall to 0-1 on the season. Northrop 1-0. I guess, Chris, now let's take a look at some other scores around the area. Ones I have for sure, final Carroll winning 48-14 over Bishop Luers.
Big win for Carroll. Jeff Becker, I'm sure, had a great game. Carroll is going to be definitely one of the teams that you got to look out for in the SAC.
Looks like Concordia getting the win 37-0 over Southside. Still waiting. Let me look at the Dwenger.
No surprise on that one.
Trying to find the Dwenger score. And then Northside and Snyder. Northside up 40-17 last time we checked. That one about midway through the fourth quarter. So it looks like the Legends are able to pull off the huge upset over Snyder. It's still not over, but
yeah, good job, Matt.
Interesting first week of the SAC.
Yeah, a couple good, well, not good, but a couple upsets to note.
All right. That will probably going to wrap it up for us here at Homestead High School. Thanks to those of you who listened or watched tonight, and ask that you join us again next Friday at 6:30 or so. Homestead travels to Concordia next week, so there will be no video broadcast, just audio. You can listen to the game at 91.1 FM on the radio, stream live at WCYT.org or on the WCYT app, or listen live via Twitter. Once again, there will be no YouTube live stream next week because we will be on the road at Concordia High School. The next video broadcast will be 3 weeks from tonight on the 11th of September when Homestead hosts Bishop Dwenger. Your final score is Northrop 25, Homestead 21. Thanks for joining us tonight, and we will see you next week. You've been listening to The Point 91 FM, a production of Homestead Media.